We are live. Welcome all who watch, aka probably solely Dan. This is session 16, aka session 17, because session 16 was lost to the faultiness of the old Google Hangouts Live. I don't know what happened, but last week we could not broadcast. So what I will do is, oh God, I'm hearing myself echoing. That is awkward. Give me a second here. I figured it out. All right, we're
I
back in
blame
action.
Mary.
And so, yeah, let me find my recap. Basically, what started off was a search where the party was left in a room, and their once friend Villainous decided to steal the Lich's book and run away. He ran away invisible into a room where he sprung a trap on the unsuspecting adventurers. I think 7 spirit specters showed up in the room and started attacking the group, dwindling their life force, but they fought valiantly and eventually defeated the foes. Upon the end of the fight, though, we had issues tracking down this invisible foe with the book of the poor, forgetful Lich Atlas. They searched and searched, but didn't have much luck. They ended up making their way back to the library where they heard a ruckus. Heading downstairs to the library, they seen quite the sight as they seen this little man dressed in a dragon skull on top of his head and another strange bald-headed, darker-skinned man about to throw down with a bunch of vampire spawns, at which point this small dragon-headed companion started to rage out and his tattoos glowed a familiar yellow as we heard the war cry of the now back in action Dragar. He magically just somehow appeared up in this room, and if you watch the one-on-one session, you would probably figure out how that happened, but nonetheless, he looked badly beaten. The group sprung into action and started throwing down with these vampire spawns. They looked like lost adventurers, much like themselves, only with a much more terrible fate in the fact of being minions of Strahd. Nonetheless, Dirge pulled out her sun sword, starting to burn away the flesh as the rest of the group fought valiantly and started cutting down their foes. They called Atlas into the fight, and he got a little bit sketchy as we discovered that his memory isn't the best, and he just started basically throwing out spells at who he thought was the enemy at the time. For the most part, it worked, and the fight was victorious for the group as 2 vampire spawns fled. The group kind of patted their wounds and headed upstairs. They, although winning the fight, weren't in the best of shape, many of them pretty close to death. They decided to go upstairs and rest up a bit, and I believe that is where we leave. Dragar was telling his epic story of how he went to Strahd's castle and hit Strahd in the face with his warhammer before making his daring escape with his new comrade, who has introduced himself as Emil. What do you guys want to do?
Are we after our long rest, or?
Sure.
Okay.
As they say in French, sans fucks were given.
Okay.
They don't say that.
Okay. Maybe they don't say that.
The first thing Rion would like to do is cast Identify on the last 2 remaining items that we did not identify last time.
Oh yeah, those 2 items that I definitely remember. What were the items in question?
I think we already identified the icon of Ravenloft.
That is
the
true.
Short sword.
Yes.
I think that's the dragon skull would be the last one.
Dragon skull.
What's in the cloak?
One. Oh yeah, and the cloak. The cloak. If you're trying to identify the cloak, it is not magical, although it does look quite fancy, and would probably be worth at least a couple hundred gold, you would presume. The dragon skull, though. Let's think. The dragon skull would be giving off some kind of magic. Now, I got to try to think in my head what that would be. And for now, I'm going to say divination magic. That's what makes sense to me. As to what it does, because that's what Identify tells you, awkwardly enough, the magic is actually pretty much dispersed from it. It seemed like a one-time usage, which Dragar already expended. And what your Identify spell would tell you is that this skull gave him a vision of a place to go. Basically, as a last means of defense, this dragon that once probably existed in the realm of living imbued his remaining skull with a place that it needed to be put to rest. And you presume that the vision that Dragar had was where this dragon's skull needs to be put to rest. And that is it for the magical items, I believe.
Okay. Here's a tip. When you're using a macro, don't copy a macro inside that macro and send it to someone, because then it just copies it like a billion times, as Mary's going to find out in her chat box.
Okay. I don't really know what you're talking about, but
I've totally found it. You just missed out on the whole face of it, where it's like, what the hell is this?
I can see it on your screen. It says the same words about 1,000 times.
Yep.
That's called. That's how you break computers, guys. It's called a paradox.
all right.
So that's lovely. I ran into an issue, Chris. Like, my hit points have disappeared. I have my current hit points, but my maximum hit points have like vanished. So do you want me to just recalculate what that is? Because I believe we were doing average.
Yeah, sure. I have no clue what it would be.
What's your con?
Yeah. 0.
Oh. Ooh.
So I'll figure that up in a second. Is anybody want to do anything really important? Because I might either really help us or really screw the party. So there's your warning.
You'd have like 38 hit points, I think. That's really low.
Mm-mm. So everyone has rested and woken up. Rion, you've casted Identify on the 2 spells. For the most part, everyone's kind of going about their day.
Dragar would be explaining his time at, when he left, as the rock carried him away from all the way until then, until now. If anybody needs a recap, I can go over it, but he would just be telling the group and, say he could really use a better weapon.
You need a better weapon? I guess that that mace didn't work out for you?
And Dragar's little short sword just not going to cut it.
Atlas would speak up and say, "There's probably weapons in the treasury."
Yeah, but you don't remember where the treasury is now, do you?
No.
Actually, let me help you with that, and I'm going to walk over, and this is when I'm going to do the enhanceability and do... would intelligence or wisdom help, I think, better? Probably intelligence, huh?
That is your call.
Just trying to find the name of it. Yeah, you're no help. I'm going to cast Fox Cunning, or use the Fox Cunning in the...
Strength is probably your best bet.
His brain muscle just needs a little bit of work. Little muscles, exercise.
Yeah, so I'm using the intelligence one.
All right. And Wall of chat me that, because I know that we talked about this, but I didn't actually bother looking up the spell because I'm a lazy piece of shit like that.
Oh, that's hold person. Why did
he holds in place and looks at you angrily as you have now casted a spell on him. All right, Fox Cunning. The target has advantage on intelligence checks. All right, so what does that look like as you're casting it on good old Atlas?
Rion just walks up and kind of touches him right square in the forehead, and you see this little tiny fox would kind of pop up from Rion's shoulder, almost like out from nowhere, and then the fox runs down Rion's arm and then jumps inside of Atlas's head.
Excellent.
All right, and as you do that, he kind of starts to almost look like he's seizing a little bit.
Wasn't me?
Dragar would be surprised.
Out of character, it's like, just watch. He's gonna not only will he remember the treasury, but he'll also remember that we are intruders, and he will go all bat crazy.
Yeah, and as the fox is running over, Dirge is like, I don't know if you want to make him smart, Rion. You might want to remember to kill us.
I'm pretty sure he would
Xantha!
remember us helping him and trying to help him find his book. Just saying.
But
That's a possibility.
liches are evil.
So he's sitting there and he's seizing for a while in his chair. He basically, picture sitting in an electric chair or something like that. He's just kind of shaking. And then as he finally comes through, his head falls down momentarily. And he lifts up and looks at you. A renewed fiery blaze in his eyeballs.
I'm going to call out to him, Atlas, are you okay? Is everything all right?
My name
Do you remember us?
is not Atlas.
We know that, but you couldn't remember your name. So we had to call you by something.
Yes, I remember. My name, which you've definitely never heard because the DM has never slipped up accidentally, is Xantha.
That would be really awkward if the dungeon master messed that up there.
Yes, quite awkward, I agree.
So
Did I gotta say, I'm sorry, I missed your name. What was that?
Xantha. Do you want me to spell it out for you?
No, sorry. Good to go.
Yeah, could you spell it out in Elvish, please?
Yes. And then he does.
you know, you guys sit there and say, I may not try to get him to be smarter, but then you're sitting there like mocking him. So,
Well,
like, I'm not sure which is worse.
I can't read common, so. But yes.
He looks to you, Rion, and says, my memory. It has returned. If only for a brief moment I feel it slipping away, like a dream. But I do remember yous all trying to help me. A book has been stolen from me. My spell book.
Yes,
I
and
do
we're trying to
remember
get.
you're trying to help me. I thank
will
you for that.
Definitely get that back.
Is there any way that I can help you while I have this moment of
Clarity?
clarity?
You could tell us where the treasury room is? Because I think that's the whole reason why we came here.
The treasury is down the stairs in the library. If you go through the crack in the wall, a cave-in happened there. You should be able to walk right in.
That's where the vampires ran off to, right?
I do not know of... I guess I fought them, so I would know. But those are new.
Did I gotta, we'll stop at one of those bodies and grab their cheese weapon, and we go treasury and kick some ass.
There are many weapons in the treasury, Dagrar. But if you want to pick up a rusty one, that is fine.
Should we try to recover? And he almost says Atlas first, and he stops himself like midway, and then says his other name, which you did not type it out.
Xantha.
Yeah, Xanther. There we go. And say Xanther, or get Xanther's spell book first. That thief must be punished for stealing something so precious.
It could be very dangerous in the wrong hands.
Do you guys have any other questions for Xanther before his
Not to mention,
memory slips?
if he gets a hold of any of the vestiges that lurk in this temple, they could imbue him with magical gifts of immense power.
Well, I guess it's up to us to stop him if he tries any of that foolishness.
You could always adopt the powers yourself. It would make you considerably stronger.
Did I gotta wonder is how we get a hold of these vestments?
They are the dark powers left by the remnants of the souls once trapped here. If you seek them out... What's what?
Go ahead. Well,
If
I
you
was gonna say,
seek
what's
them out, they will make an offer to you. if you make a pledge to them, they will imbue you with dark gifts.
I don't know about dark pledges. Those aren't usually good.
They were fine for me.
Yeah, from my experience, when you take the pledge, you turn into a giant spider monster, but I'm sure this will end a lot better.
Well, that's depending on which vestige you speak of. All of them give different gifts.
I mean, we'll stay away from any spider gifts, guys.
Do you have any notes on these gifts? Like which ones give what?
Notes, no. But if you touch the sarcophagus that they lay in, they will speak the name to you. You, my friend, she looks to Dirge, are speaking of Drizlas, the nine-eyed spider. A very great power indeed.
I was speaking about Loth, but yeah, that too. That also.
I do not know of this one you speak of, but the spider god locked here is named Drizlas.
It must be a desk elf thing. See, a drow are totally different. I think we just have different names for the same things. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
You know, light god. There's different names. You ask Gaia here, and she'll tell you about her light god. I'm sure you guys have your own light god.
At this point, Dragar would speak up and he'd be like, Dragar says if we're going to do something or if you have something to do here, we should do it now. Things sound like they're just as bad here as where I came from. But we need to get back there for Arena's sake.
Ishmark would agree.
Do you have anything? Damn it, I forgot his name. Goober Xanther. Do you have anything, Xanther, in this room that could help us find or track down the person that stole your book, or maybe just something that will help us down the road? Do you think?
Yes, my spell book would probably be quite useful. He starts looking around for it. Oh, wait. Right.
Okay. How do you control the monsters throughout this temple?
Well, the Amber Golems have command words, and the Flame Skulls, they just seem to listen to me. Maybe out of fear, maybe out of respect. I do not know.
Do you know the command words for the golems, the amber statues?
Let me think.
If I have to, I will recast. If I see him start to slip a little bit more, like I'll recast the
He makes it.
enchant ability.
He makes
Okay.
it. He's making his abilities at advantage because of that. He is visibly starting to slip though, but for now he's useful. And yeah, he will tell you the command words. Basically, they don't actually tell me, so you can tell me what the basic command words are, Rion. And basically it'll be like stop, and then such things as stop, attack, move.
I don't have a list of languages.
And they would be like spoken arcane words. So even knowing them, you don't necessarily know if they will work. Because what he says to you is something that's like very hard to pronounce. Like picture like all kinds of weird consonants and vowels and whatnot. Rakataka. Something like that.
The way I kind of think of it is it's probably going to be in Draconic. So like, because, well, I don't know if it's still in this world, but most of the time Draconic is the magic language. Or at least that's the way it used to be in 3rd edition.
Rick's for me.
Still is.
Something to the equivalent of that. So yeah, definitely not like a language you understand fully. And unless you have some kind of crazy language that you would reason being it, then you think that you can definitely say what he just said to you, but whether you're going to say it with the right enunciation and some and other kind of arcane focus to it, you don't really know. It's definitely better than just telling it to stop, though. So you at least have a chance to command these things.
Okay, and everyone else can hear this as well, so they have a chance of saying it more properly than me if I fail.
And basically, if you have proficiency in Arcana, then I'll let you make the check regularly. And if you have no proficiency in Arcana, then it would be at disadvantage.
Lovely. So it's at disadvantage for me. Knew you should have picked up that skill.
Does Jack of all trades help?
Yeah, I was going to ask. Yeah, because that does boost it a little bit.
What is that? Just like half your proficiency?
Yeah, basically.
Jim.
It's still not the greatest, but still.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to say that it makes you proficient in it. Just better at it.
Just have a slight higher chance.
Yeah.
All right, so what do we want to do, guys? Do we want to get the spell book first or get the treasury?
What?
And the longer he has the spell book, the more dangerous he will become.
Well, do we even know where he went exactly?
He's somewhere down south. I'm thinking
maybe he's in the
went back to
treasury.
No, he couldn't get past us, remember?
There's
We were
two
blocking that door.
entrances to the treasury, although the main door, the giant amber door, is locked by an arcane lock that only I know the command word to.
Could you tell us that too, as well?
Yes.
And he does. It's the same kind of deal.
All right.
So just mark that you know the arcane words, and that will help you at least potentially make the check.
Okay.
Trigger would ask how long the group's been here, all that kind of stuff, so we'd have an idea of what you guys have been through too, I guess. So it'd be like, the Dragator says you know place better than me. You lead, I'll follow.
Well, which way are we going? Are we going to the treasury, or are we going to get the spell book?
Mayor?
I would vote treasury, but that's my opinion.
Dragator says treasury sounds good to me. At least maybe on the way back we can check to see portal I came through. I remember what the first side looked like. I never had time to check out this side.
If Drager gets a proper weapon, then he can be an even more valuable fierce warrior asset.
What's wrong with a short sword? As Breon says that, and he pulls out his short sword. It's like, what's wrong with a short sword? It's plenty stabby enough. And he's kind of like doing a quick little jabs.
Dragar would pick his teeth with his. Dragator says toothpick. Jeez.
Well, if you don't want it, then I will use it.
So Dragator has no other weapon. This is all I got so far, so I'm going to keep it.
So, are you guys going to the treasury?
Yeah.
I think we'll continue downstairs, I believe, if Rion's up for that.
So you now know that there is at least two ways. One way, which is the amber door, which you probably haven't seen. But the other way, which is the cave-in, which is probably more easy, and you know exactly where it is, and it's rather close. So I'm assuming you're going to take the way that you know of.
Yeah. Dragar, do you have a warhammer? I haven't used in a long time. Would you like that?
Dragar says, "Oh, yeah, it would be nice if you're not using it, eh?"
Yeah, just give me a second, and you see her kind of put her bag down, and she starts digging around. She just pulls up this dusty-looking warhammer. I know it hasn't been used in a while, but I think a dwarf would like it.
Oh, and Dragar would just, as soon as he grabbed onto the handle of it, he would just look in awe, not only at the craftsmanship of the hammer, but the fact that Dirge is actually allowing him to use her weapon. He would be very, for him that would be huge. He would just have. Dragar says, "Thank you. Now I swing and save us all."
Yes, you do that. Protect us, and I'll just consider that the payment. Okay.
So you guys make your way through the library, back down this swirling staircase where you had the fight with the vampire. The vampire spawn, and now that it's a little quieter in here, I'm going to read basically what you see as you head down this golden marble staircase with the black marble railing. It spans kind of spiraling down 30 feet into the shaft. Lying in the middle of the floor are the corpses of the dead vampire spawns, basically melting away those that are left. The others turn to ash, and the 6 broken, rotten wooden crates. The amber temple, or the amber covered walls, are sculpted to look like tentacles that entwine around marble bas reliefs of kings, queens, and pharaohs and sultans, attended by meridian slaves. The west, south, and east walls contain alcoves, and standing in each of these alcoves is a tall, rough block of amber. 2 wide cracks open to where the other vampire spawns, the 2 remaining survivors, ran away, and it looks like it's shattered into pieces. And I will bring you back down into the area that you currently are in.
Can I redo my token? This is the wrong token.
Yep, I think I copy and pasted from last, so if you drag and drop, it should be there.
I wrote it into Roll20, but Dragar would ask Rion if he still wanted the sword, and if Rion still wanted the sword, Dragar would gladly hand it over. But getting into the room, Dragar would also start searching for any sign of how he got here, like any remnants of this side of the portal passageway, like any kind of thing like that.
Give a detection.
Perception? I don't know what detection is. Do I have detection?
Perception, sorry.
Is it just
17.
a +1 magical?
Yeah, that's what I had. That's what I had written it down as.
It's the sword that we discussed in last session. I don't have what the spells were in front of it, but it had like one spell, and it can emit light, but not sunlight.
Oh, I have it written down here somewhere. I'll find it.
With a perception check.
Crusader's Bane.
Yeah. With a 17, Dragar, you scour the floors of where you basically remember coming to, and see nothing more than the shuffling of dust, which has been moved from where you teleported to. But as you look around the room from the combat, the dust is definitely moved about the room, and you see tons of footprints and whatnot. Other than that, there is no marking. There is no sign that there's any teleportation device in this room.
Dragar was just like mystified. He wouldn't say anything. He would just shake his head, and then he would move on to see if he could search the corpses of what we've already fought.
So yeah, the corpses of what you already fought basically have really rotting, worn out adventurers guild or adventurers armor. So basically, pretty much imagine for the most part what you guys would have. One would be in a heavier armor, but pretty much all but corroded. There would be beat down. There'd be a really in rough shape warhammer, much like the one that you hold now, but in way worse shape. All the weapons would work, but you presume that they would probably break after a while if they were ever, like.
Dragar would just look to the group and stand up, and Dragar says, "Nothing here is worth anything. I believe the treasury is just there what the vampires went through." He would point.
And as you do point, you do see a little path broken out in the wall where it looks like a small cave-in has happened. It has cleared a path nonetheless, though, in this.
And Dragar would also go ask his newfound buddy Emil, I believe his name is, how he was doing.
He would say with his teeth chattering, but trying not to make a big deal about it. Rather cold.
Dragar would offer.
I have that sleeping bag that I was using for a blanket for me, so I could, we would have to pass the flame skulls. I would give that to him because he's less clothed than what we are, correct?
Yeah, he's basically wearing like a t-shirt and ripped up pants, and it's like minus 30 some here. So outside of the Lich's room, and that's minus 30 Celsius for the Americans. So Fahrenheit, I do not know, but it is really fucking cold. Is the moral of the story.
Then I will give it to him for some warmth.
Thank you, my friend. He puts his hand on your shoulder. It shall help a bit.
And then Rion starts to chatter, because all he has is just clothes, but he has a little bit more than what
And he would be asking if anyone had a flame, because even at this point, you guys are pretty much, or absolutely, in this place, you are walking in pitch blackness.
We have
well, no,
torches.
my blade emits
yeah.
light.
So the sun sword is out then?
Yeah, I'll put
That
it
would
out.
actually, that would even emit heat, so anyone standing close to you wouldn't have to worry about it. So everyone kind of huddles around you like a bonfire that dirges, a beacon of warmth.
I mean, basically, I can set the light as bright as I wish, up to 30 feet of bright.
Mm-hmm.
Dragar says this weapon truly reflects the person you are. This works. It keeps people alive. You make people happy. All this, it works.
Thank you. I wish I could have helped you with that bird, but everything seemed to have worked out.
Let's continue on. I'm really worried about, and I don't forgot the guy's name that has the spell book, but I'm really worried about him having that spell book. So let's get into the treasury.
And Dragar would lead the way gladly. He's awake now. He's fucking rested. He's pissed off, ready to meet the next challenge.
Dragar, ready to smash.
All right. So as you walk into the next room, and what is Gaia doing? Are you there, Mary? I haven't heard from you in a while.
She's talking.
She's talking?
You can't hear her?
No.
I can't
I can
hear.
hear her.
I can't hear her either.
Huh.
Mary has
Yay.
broken.
Mary can only talk to me. Screw you guys. She doesn't like you.
I was
She was
wondering
dissing her
why.
earlier.
I was wondering why she wasn't talking. I thought she hated me.
She's been trying to talk this whole time, but you guys kept like interrupting her, and I was about to say something. It's like, that's a little rude, but now it kind of makes sense.
No,
Like,
I've
you
been
guys
able to
just-
hear the whole time. She's mad now.
Does she hear us? I guess she hears us. Yeah, I don't know, Mary. I'm sorry. I did not know you were talking.
Yeah, she can hear y'all.
Maybe refresh. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
That is really strange. So it's just you that hears her.
She literally just started to describe what she was gonna do, and then you were like, "Oh, so what, Mary? What are you doing, or what's Gaia doing?" And so she just kind of,
Hey, Mary.
Hallelujah. Yeah, I was
is
like,
she talking? Because now I can't
Dragar's
hear.
like getting ready to go.
You can't hear.
there she
You
is.
can't hear it.
Okay.
That'd be hilarious.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
I had a lag spike, so that's why it's like, "Oh, wait a minute."
All right, Mary or
Hello.
Gaia. Who
Yeah,
we've been
so
covering. What do you think?
she's pulling out her weapons and whatnot, and just having a bite sword in her hand and her other and smile in the other, and just like, okay, I suppose we'll just be prepared for whatever might be, and then she'll be eager to go deliver some halo power into these creatures.
As you slip through the cracks, it could only be one by one. So 2 people can go down each crack. Who is going to step forth first?
Dragar will take the lead.
Judge, you and I.
Dragar and Gaia. So Gaia goes down one crack. Dragar the other.
Sorry.
As you slip through this very narrow space, you come out, and you both have dark vision, conveniently enough, right?
Yes.
So the first thing you see is piles of treasure heaped against both the west and east side of this stone room.
Won't even interest me.
The next thing that you see is a 10-foot tall statue carved from amber in the likeness of a hawk-headed humanoid. It stands right in front of the main door. It has its back turned to you, and you instantly recognize.
Yeah, guys about to like lean over to Dragar. It's like, you suppose that? Oh, you never mind. That might be. And it
You
turns
do
its
know
head.
the command word. You can try to speak the command word if you
Is it walking at us? Is it moving, or is it just staying still?
It is staying still.
Yeah, so Dragar would just be inspecting the rest of the room and continue to move forward, waving his hand. saying,
It's just caution, Dragar. Caution. That thing, it might attack us. I don't know, but just be careful.
It almost broke my ribs in one punch.
And then Dragar would look at it with a little bit more surprise. maybe cautiously a little bit more. Still fumbling around though. I'm not controlling my token. I'm sorry. I'll do that.
Where'd Ishmark go?
Okay.
Ishmark might have jumped inside of another person.
No, he's over. There he goes. He just moved down.
So, Gaia's going to be keeping her eye on the statue thing as she walks in very slowly. And
Drager will walk right up.
does she notice any movement?
As you walk right up to it, it does seem to be standing still.
Cool. I'll just hang out here.
Someone sharpening their sword,
Indeed.
knives, whatever. It's very loud.
Still sounds awesome. Shit. I do love the sound of it.
Well, it wouldn't be so bad if we weren't wearing headphones.
Oh, I know.
Sorry, Steven's
That just
cooking in the
high-pitched
kitchen.
noise.
So.
It is so good.
What you making?
Bacon.
Cool.
All right, so the statue's not moving.
Correct.
So, what about the piles of treasure that we see
Many,
around?
many
Can we?
piles of them. 6 different piles containing an abundance of gemstones and coins and copper chests and cases, and pretty much treasure heaven is what you find yourself in. Weapons, armor.
I have this awful feeling that if we take any of these items, the statue will attack us.
That I was feeling something very similar, but we do have the cottonwood, so maybe if it does attack, we try and use the wood.
Since the statue is not moving at all, Drager would definitely try to be looking like every other nook and cranny of the room, trying to see where the vampires might have went. Is there anything else in the room?
You can give a perception check for those with the mind too. I'm going to say actually Dragar, who immediately thinks of it.
17.
I would like to actually examine the statue itself and see if I can identify anything on it, because before last time we saw one of these things, it just immediately started attacking us, so we didn't really get a chance to examine it. So I would like to see if I can find weak points, see what's powering it, see if that sort of thing. Actually, I could just cast Identify on it. Mwahaha. Actually, yeah, I'm just going to do that. Just save us both a headache.
Gonna cast Identify on it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So you can do everyone else's stuff first.
All right then. So Dragar, you are looking around the room, and you do not see any vampire spawns. Whoa, what the hell is? Oh, Gaia is going crazy around the room. Do you actually run through the treasure piles though at all, or are you touching them or?
Like running. She's just kind of walking around, observing.
Also, don't notice anything.
Yeah, Dragar's happy that he doesn't notice anything and he just keeps an eye on his group. The treasure doesn't interest Dragar at all.
What is Dirge doing?
Dirge is kind of looking around nervously, remembering the last time she fought one of these, how it did not end well for her. Does any of the items here look magical? Or are they all just like a treasure trove of mundane?
Is that just what Gaia wants to know?
There literally is so much treasure that nothing pops out as you as sitting out on top of it, a magical flaming sword or anything like that. So basically what you see is a whole bunch of chests, a whole bunch of jewelry. You see painted ceramic statues. You see suits of armor, some rusted, some not. You see shields, small sarcophagus, a whole pile basically of iron ingots, and some books. You see some crystal balls, all of these in different piles and whatnot. You'd have to do a perception check, or I guess you don't even really know what the symbol is that you're looking for. this symbol, this last artifact. So nothing. Go ahead.
I suppose Dirk would look around. Is there any armor in my size? Anything better than what I have?
You would probably find the next step up from what you're looking for. Yes.
So what? Splint mail, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
She would kind of eye that and say, "If everything goes all right, I might take that armor."
Yeah. So pretty much any common gear that you maybe are looking for at this point, you'd probably be able to find in this.
Anything that looks like the artifact that we're searching for?
Do you know what the artifact that you're searching for looks like?
Oh, of course not. Other than awesome.
To
Clearly.
Gaia, yes, maybe everything
Yes.
looks like the artifact potentially.
Would Dragar possibly
Oh,
find a silver
is that-
warhammer?
Silver Warhammer?
Yeah.
Sure. I'll give that to you.
So if everything is seriously looking like an artifact to Gaia, she will start, like, she'll see one big. I bet this is it. It looks nice enough. And what happens?
Soon as you touch anything, let me zoom in.
It's gonna be
Here.
the other moment in the Cave of Wonders, right?
Before we do that, can we say what happened with the identify spell?
Yep,
Chris?
that'll go off because
That I
as you're
cast
casting
before?
that, you hear Gaia start rummaging through and saying, "Is this it?" And your spell starts
Oh
to go
my.
off. You do identify it, but as soon as you hear her rummaging through, the creature turns around and faces you all. And if a statue
Command
could
word.
have emotion, this one would look angry.
Yeah.
As for
Command
what
word.
you know, you would know that it is actually very similar to a stone golem, but obviously made of amber instead of stone. Identify would tell you that it is definitely a construct used. Basically, a magical spell would definitely be used to put this into animated form. You would know that it has magical resistances, that its weapons or its attacks are imbued with magic.
Is it tougher than a stone golem?
Very comparable, pretty much the exact same.
Okay. Well, that's good.
And yeah,
We have Dragar, though. Dragar can handle this.
so with that, you're gonna try to give a command word. We'll roll initiative
Okay.
and see who
Dragar will
goes
try
first.
the command word. Everybody's gonna try the command word.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. Spam the command roll. Someone at disadvantage should be able
Chris,
to do
I
that.
actually have advantage on my initiative rolls. How do you want to do that?
Just
Does it
roll
won't-
advantage.
It won't let me.
Interesting.
Just roll it twice. That's how it was working in my game.
Alright,
Yeah.
so I got an 11.
11 being the highest. Okay.
Yeah.
What gives you advantage on? Is that one of those barbarian things?
Yeah, it's level 7. I get Feral Instinct. It gives me advantage on initiative, and it gives me a few other small things.
Okay, cool. That is neat. Give me another second here. Character sheets all up in my way. Oof, feels bad.
Glad you gave me that short sword because now I can actually damage this thing, or do more damage than before.
Is everybody
Do I
in?
know? Do I know if it has resistances? Looks like Gaia's not in. And there she goes.
Take that, suckers!
Oh, yeah.
And
There you go.
actually, Ishmark is not in. And as Dan thinks to roll initiative for Kashmir, he would notice that Kashmir is actually not behind him.
Oh, jeez. I completely forgot about that.
And you didn't actually forget about him. He's
Okay,
actually
the
not
vampire.
behind you.
I didn't forget about him. He's not behind me.
No, he is actually out of the room.
Do you still want initiative for him?
Nope.
I rolled it anyway for the 5.
I just dislike him anyway.
Okay, so if Kashmir's all right.
Do I know if this Amber Golem thingy has resistances or vulnerabilities?
You would know that it has immunities to poison, psychic, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing from non-magical weapons that aren't adamantium. So not a whole lot can hit it. You also know that it has conditioned immunities to charmed, exhaustion, frightened, paralyzed, petrified, poison, a whole bunch of stuff.
Okay.
Let me see if I can just...
So I think, though, at this point, everyone has a magical weapon except for Dragar.
I can make his weapon magical.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
And is Eastmark in the initiative?
Dragar wouldn't know that. But
Yeah.
Smart
I rolled him in there.
Okay. Oh, yeah, sorry. It shows up as Dirge. I don't know why I can't see that. So, Gaia, you are up first.
Excellent. Guys gonna be like, huh. At least we have that command word, and she is going to try so hard, but I'm most certain that her will do no good. So, what roll is that again?
Do an Arcana at disadvantage.
Because that's intelligence. 1, 2.
Oh.
So,
Oh, God.
darn.
She
3.
almost had it, but then she messed it up. She
Yeah.
said
She started pronouncing it perfectly, and you started to
There's
see like her
a
eyes.
TH or an H
Yeah.
in there, and she just dropped the H or
Paylor!
turned the TH to a Z and said, Paylor!
Exactly.
Of it. Maybe next
What
time.
else do you want to do?
What's this
Doing the
also?
Arcana check would probably take up your main action, so you can do a bonus action and movement.
Let's see. Well, I stand next to those just to make extra sure that, yeah, obviously, yeah. And as a bonus action, can she just kind of make that as a, if he gets closer, she jabbity jabs him? If not, that's okay.
Yeah, because that would be a ready to action, and you already
Yeah.
used your action, so no.
All right, that's perfectly fine. I just wanted to check in case that was an option.
No worries. So next up is Emil, and he looks to you guys and says, "This does not look good. We should run." If nobody does so, though, which I'm assuming nobody plans to do, he'll step forth, and
He can try to speak the command word as well, because he was in the room with us.
And then Dragar would say, Emil, just back off. We've got this.
yeah, and he like looks at his fist, and then he looks at this golem made of like stone, and doesn't really know what he's going to do.
That would break your hand, I think.
And he definitely does not do it either. He pretty much sounds like he starts mimicking what Gaia says, and then as Gaia says Paylor, he also is confused, but says Paylor also. Like, that doesn't sound like it, but Paylor. And then nothing happens. Ishmark, what does Ishmark do?
Ishmark would probably do the same thing.
All right,
Not gonna fight.
give it at
Lord.
disadvantage.
Yeah. Sure. Does he have an? I don't even know what his intelligence modifier is.
I could look it up if you can't find it.
Paylor. Not Paylor.
See who's quicker.
I got it here. I got
0.
it. Yeah. Roll that twice. 18 is pretty good, but yeah, 13.
No, also everyone is not having much luck. Next thing that happens is before the Amber Golem starts to wind up, you hear a hideous shrieking, and as you all momentarily look up, you see hanging from the ceiling a fanged beast, a female, what looks like once Bard, now hangs above the ceiling and then drops down right on top of Ishmark. And she's going to try to fuck him up.
Dirge will block that attack.
All right, so
It's him and not me.
the first attack is at disadvantage then,
Yeah.
which misses, and then the second attack hits. I can't remember. AC?
AC is 17 actually, so that's a miss.
Nice. So yeah, it's a miss.
He has better armor than Dirge does. Oh
Nice.
no.
Next up, the Amber Golem looks at you guys, and moving forward, he basically is all but gonna bull down Rion to get to Gaia, who's the first one to start messing with the treasure. But unfortunately for Rion, he's in the way. So
I did not ask for this.
a full arm comes out, the left arm, and just slams into Ishmark. Somehow,
Oh wow, net one.
not wanting
Wait,
and
he
probably
should,
or no, Rion, sorry. With you not being jumping, with you jumping out of the way though, you still basically impede its path, so it will use its second attack to slam into you,
Oh no.
can
and
I
that
just like step
definitely
out of
hits.
its way?
You can
and
now
let it
because
go?
you're getting slammed into a pile of treasure for 26 bludgeoning damage, and I will let that
Oh,
knock you back 10 feet.
God.
Isn't that like over half your health in one hit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dragar, you see Rion get smacked across the room into a pile of what looks like gold coins and whatnot and jewelry. He literally like disappears into the pile of treasure. This beast
Dragar-
now looks kind of at you and Gaia.
Traeger would look down at the weapon that Dirge had given him, and he would start to rage out, and his tattoos would flare up. They're bright or dull yellow, and Traeger would take the weapon in two hands and run at the beast and try to slam it broadly in the chest if he can.
Okay.
With a 9, that doesn't work. So
No.
Traeger will do it again,
Slept on the gold.
and he hits with a 19.
A 19 actually does, I believe, hit this creature. But as you do the damage, you remember, or you don't remember, but Rion definitely remembers that it has immunity to bludgeoning damage. And I do not believe that your Warhammer is magical, but just silvered. So unfortunately, you slam into it with all your might, and it literally does nothing, not even a dent on this creature.
Awesome. Drager would look very surprised, and then he would just stand there.
He's like, whoa.
And now Dragar gets the first little taste of what the group has been dealing with without him. And Rion, you're now up, buried in treasure.
Yeah, that hurt. So
You okay,
I sent-
Rion?
not really. I sent Dragar a message asking him about the sword. Did you see that, Dan? Yes, no, maybe. He's
You're muted if you're talking.
No, I'm
believe
sorry, I
the-
didn't.
Okay, I'm thinking the Crusader's Mantle. It's just a spell that I can cast, correct?
Yep, as an action.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, it's a concentration spell. So does that mean that it takes up my concentration, or
I would believe
like how
so.
does that work exactly?
I'm going to
Okay.
say yeah, because you still would need to
Yeah,
concentrate
that's what
on it,
I
I
need
believe.
to know. Well, first off, I'm going to dig myself out of this pile and actually going to move back behind it and use it for cover against this massive object.
It's a pretty smart idea.
And then for my action, I will attempt the command word.
All right. And you would also know that
Disadvantage.
sword needs to be attuned in order to use that spell. So does Identify attune it to you, or I can't remember?
No.
So, yeah,
Identify just lets me know what
So
it
yeah,
is.
you wouldn't even be attuned to it yet, so you couldn't cast that spell just yet.
Yeah, Dragar just gave it to me as well, so.
So yeah, go ahead and try to use the arcane word.
Nope.
13 does not get it done.
Okay.
Although
And
it
then for
falters
my bonus
momentarily.
action- Okay. For my bonus action, I'm going to inspire Dirge. Dirge, I think you're the smartest one out of all of us. I believe you were paying more attention to the command word. You say it properly. And I give him bardic inspiration, so.
Nice. Dirge, you're now up.
Yeah, Dirge will step up, kind of standing. She'll take one step right up in front of everybody, basically, hoping that this monster doesn't kill anybody else or try to kill anybody else. And she'll proudly declare these words. And you can maybe know that Dirge isn't quite as arcane gifted as you might think. But
Studied really hard in class.
I totally get plus D6. I don't know. Can an 18 figure this out? Let's see.
D8.
Oh,
Not
D8.
D6,
I'm
D8.
sorry. That's right. Oh, 20.
Sweet.
Man,
Creature
I'm over here cheering.
winds up to punch you right in the face, Dirge, and as it draws its fist, it literally, you yell out the word with all your might, and the fist stops inches away from your face. A gust of wind flashes by your face, literally like messing up your hair, like blowing it back in the wind like a hurricane just went by, and this amber fist has just stopped inches away from you.
This is much better than last time I met one of these monsters. And then she kind of looks over to Dragar. Well, that's good. I guess it didn't kill us.
That's real good. Amber did nothing.
Yeah, next
We
time
still
I
have
can,
the other
I can...
vampire.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
The Dragar would look over to
actually, we
Rihanna
should
and be
have
like,
vampires
Dragar
somewhere
says, damn it.
My bad. And then after she does that, you immediately see her take a step to the side, and she places a hand on Dragar's weapon. Lyra, bless his weapon, might it strike true. And you kind of see your silvered weapon kind of glow as it emanates a magic aura. And that'll be it for her.
All right. And next thing happens is Gaia starts to think about acting, but as he does so, you hear another terrible scream, this time of a male. And as you look up, Dirge, there's a vampire hanging above your head that has crawled out from one of the nooks on top of the ceiling. It drops down, screaming in pain as it does so, but tries to attack you. First, it's going to try to claw you. 17 hitting or no?
Barely misses. She just at the last second blocks it with her shield.
All right. In that case, she will try to claw you again, and this time doing so.
That hurts a little bit more. Yeah. So basically, before she can lower the shield again, you just see this creature just riv right at her like her shoulder blade.
All right. Next up is Gaia. The Amber Golem has stopped moving, but you have been jumped upon by the two vampire spawns that survived.
Indeed. And so she is going to once more call upon Pelor to help ward off these awful creatures and turn unholy. So DC 13 wisdom saves.
Oh, damn. I forgot about that. These guys are going to run away like bitches. I almost guarantee it. Let's see. DC what? Not one?
Oh, that's not good.
Not one is obviously 13. Your DC save. 13. One makes it. The female vampire makes it. The other guy, who unfortunately for some reason I decided was going to go first, the one actually making leeway with Dirge, looks absolutely terrified by you.
Oh, that's awesome. And I'm so sorry for the background noise. But guys, we'll go up here and offhand stab.
All right.
She doesn't make it at all because that bonus is going to be a little bit smaller too for her offhand.
Yeah, and
so,
your mark is 15 on these guys.
Yeah, so yeah, she tries to go over as she finishes her prayer, like, "Oh, you obviously don't seem to be. You seem to be defying my aura. Run away. So let's go stab you." And I'm just kidding. It didn't work. So she just the next person.
Emil, seeing Ishmark get jumped, yells out, "Curse you, foul beast!" and runs at it and starts to punch the foul beast in said foul face. It is going to do so twice. He winds up and positions himself hand in front of the other. Both strikes, first landing a jab, which opens up the creature's posture, and then he lands with a mighty crit and upcuts it right in the face for a total of decent amount of damage. Next up is Ishmark.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Ishmark kind of sees his companion just waylay this creature, and he returns the favor by just slashing at it with his swords 3 times. Am I mic muted?
Nope, I hear you.
Okay. All right, so you just kind of see him do his little blade play as he demolishes it, hopefully. Three sword slashes.
All right, 2 get by. doing a total of 17 damage, but it is resisted also because it's not magical. You see these strikes start cutting across, but the vampire spawn's skin is rather tough and doesn't make leeway. The creature's up though, and now that she is in the range of your sun sword, no longer hidden in the darkness of the ceiling, she takes an immense amount of radiant burning damage as her flesh starts to peel away, and she starts to second guess trying to make this jump on you now that the Amber Golem is no longer doing anything. It will nonetheless, though, realize that it's probably not getting out if you're alive, so it is going to, in desperation, try to take out Ishmark. 13 not getting through. It desperately lunges forward for a bite attack. 24 getting through, so 7 damage to
Ishmark. That's the Ishmark, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Next up is Dragar. The golem stands completely still, frozen in its state.
And the vampire is still on top of Ishmark, or they're basically all up now?
There's one vampire on Ishmark that is getting burned away, and then
The other one's already gone.
the other one is standing right next to Dirge. It landed an attack, but it looks absolutely terrified of Gaia.
Okay, then I'm close to Dirge, so I'm going to swing. Dragar will pick up his warhammer, just kind of look at the golem and poke it with the butt end of his hammer, and then turn around and swing at the vampire that took a swing at Dirge.
All right, go ahead. You move in position to do so.
And I will do as many one-hand swings as I possibly can, still in a rage. There's a 25 and a 12.
25 does hit.
That's 10
You
damage.
have +1 to hit and damage from it being a magic weapon now.
Cool. So you do a total of 11 damage, and now that it is magical, it does hit this creature for full damage as you wind up, and with this silver warhammer imbued with the magical energy of Dirge, you slam it right into its rib cage and hear the old bones of this creature that's long probably rotten away crack as he howls out in pain. Anything else you'd like to do?
No.
Rion, you are now up. You see that Dirge was able to command the Amber Golem to stop attacking, but 2 vampire spawns have ambushed you. What do you wish to do?
Well, okay. I'll ask this later. I will, first off, cure myself with Holy Word. Or Healing Word, not Holy Word. That's a
Sounds
totally
legit.
different game. Because I took a beating there. And then I'm going to jump over this pile here and run up and try to stab at this vampire spawn, since he is being distracted by the other 2, and also because I have wonderful Dragar back, I have advantage.
Yes,
Wow.
you do.
Really?
Nonetheless, the
Okay.
creature swats at you, bashing away your short sword. It sees you coming. Anything else? Or I guess you already casted, so we probably can't do anything else, right?
Yep. I'm done.
All right, Dirge, you are now up.
Dirge would just immediately just swipe at this strange creature that had the audacity to rip into her flesh. And it would just be 2 strikes right across the chest if possible. Let's see if I can roll. Alright, there we go.
Both of those attacks get through and do a total of a lot of damage.
Yeah, 21, 29, 32 damage total.
Beautiful.
You just see the flesh of this creature get seared and burned viciously.
And you actually cut off its arm, its whole right arm, and it falls to the ground and burns away. And as it was basically surrounded by you guys, so I'm going to say that's why it didn't reactionary run away. But on its turn, as you hold the sword close to it and probably give some kind of compelling prayer from your goddess for this foul creature to be gone, you hold the sword in front of its face, and it lets out a howl of pain as it burns away into ash from just the radiant aura of the sun sword. Gaia, you are now up.
Sure.
Okie dokie. Let's try this again, but this time we're going to use Blight Slayer to some. And we'll do some smite as well for 2 more d8. So, total of 19 points of damage, 8 of it being lightning.
Okay.
And she will, with her offhand, do a net one. Goodness.
Yeah, so that almost falls out of your hand as she like claws at you. It almost knocks the sword right out of your hand, but you're able to hold on to it just barely.
Okay.
Next up, Emil is going to go into his flurry of succession punches to the face, but Ishmar can also do his attack too. As I have a sneaky suspicion that as long as both of you guys hit, it probably won't survive the radiant damage of the Sun Sword. So let's see what Ishmark does. And that's on you, Joe, unless you're already going.
Oh, no. I keep looking at initiative and you skipped him over.
Yeah,
on
sorry.
that tracker. Yeah, he'll just slash at it 3 times with his non-magic weapons.
All right, so yeah, as long as you hit with at least 2 of those attacks, I'm pretty sure that you will be able to cut it down.
Ooh, longsword.
Crit with the worst crit ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, though, with the combination of Emil punching it in the face and then backing out, and Ishmark dashing forward and stabbing it and cutting it and then backing out, the creature falls on its turn and it looks to retort and gets some blows back at Ishmark. But as it runs forth, all you see is the sun sword gleaming from behind it, and it just howls out in pain as its face starts to basically explode and turn to ash, and then blows away in the draft coming from behind you guys.
And Dragar would start laughing, and he'd be like, Dragar says, you guys should have seen this rug I just fought. These guys were nothing.
Huh. Beautiful.
Yeah, they weren't too tough, and as she says that, you can kind of see some blood dripping out of her shoulder. That'll fix really easy. Don't worry about it.
As you guys all look behind you, the Amber Golem is literally still standing in the position of like its super punch pose.
Maybe we should grab our stuff and hop out of here.
Dragar wonders what there must be something here that the tarot cards told us to come here. We need to find whatever it is.
And as Dragar mentions that, and the Golem is now like leaning forward in a punch position, you see that standing behind it are these giant 20-foot tall amber doors. And as he says, the tarot card reading, that line.
Guile, hop over. Kind of look at the cautiously before trying to open the door.
Gaia, we're behind the door. Opening the door is not going to help you. Yes, because we're in the treasure room.
Okay, true.
Normally you would enter from those doors.
I can just see Gaia working on the doors. It's like,
guys, I
he's
found the
perfect.
doors.
It's fucking perfect.
So proud of herself.
It's awesome.
Rion will actually be like
Inspiration
go
to Gaia.
and just
Thank you.
go over to a pile and like start rummaging through it. I'm gonna be looking for a holy symbol or something that I would think would be a holy symbol.
Okay, go ahead.
Which holy symbol I don't know, but that's what I'm looking for.
Give a perception check.
Actually, before I do that, I am going to cast enchantability on myself and pick wisdom to give myself advantage. Because I can't give myself inspiration, which is shitty.
18. You scour this pile and can confidently say that you pretty much seen everything that is worthwhile in it. What you do see is 300 or 3,300 gold pieces of loose coin. You see 75 empty bottles, a trunk filled with fine dresses and gowns, each looking to be worth about 25 gold pieces. You see 10 intricate pieces of jewelry, all looking to be about 250 gold pieces each. And then the last thing, as you're kind of rummaging through it, you see 8 painted ceramic statues of what looks like saints, all also being about worth 250 gold pieces each, but they each weigh about 50 pounds.
Wow.
So a whole buttload of gold pieces and jewelry and dresses.
I'm gonna put everything but the statues into the chest where the dresses were,
Okay.
and then just kind of like, okay, this pile's done. Is anybody else searching a pile, or am I just gonna go through them all since I have the special, advantage on my check thing?
I will happily go through this pile.
All right, Guy, give a perception check as you start rummaging through.
Yeah!
And everybody else can walk up to a pile themselves and do a perception check if you want. It does matter which pile you check.
Anybody check this middle thing? Can I check the middle thing?
The middle thing is not so much of a pile of treasure as it is just like the number of the map that I couldn't get away.
Okay, I'll just check this file.
I will give Dirge inspiration to use to help.
And as you leave your pile, Rion, and go to another, you see Dragar walk up to the one that you just searched and start going through it.
I'm not going to say, well, there's not a pile there. All that's there is the statues and the chest.
Just a single chest, yeah, and some
Leave me
statues.
alone. Leave me alone.
All right, so Rion rolled
20.
Nice. Okay, going first. What did you roll, Rion? A 19, or is that an advantage?
It's at advantage, so 26.
All right, so you definitely find everything in that pile too, and basically you see 12,000 silver pieces, some ring mail, and 6 rusted breastplates. You see a silvered rapier, and it has
You're going
pink,
too fast. Can't type it all out. Silver pieces.
rapier.
And then, ooh. Okay.
The rapier has a pink glass hilt. 4 great swords and a gilded chariot.
Chariot.
Did you just say gilded chariot?
Yep.
This is a big fucking pile.
And that's, when you say chariot, I'm thinking of the horse-drawn chariot, right?
Yeah, pretty much, but probably a little smaller, obviously. But for the most part, yeah, you could easily have rode in this thing if you did have like a horse to pull it. It's basically what the treasure is all thrown into.
Dragar is my horse. I'm going to throw all this money basically into the chariot, and then I will go over to the other pile with the chest and grab that and throw it into the chariot.
All right. Rion has a plan. He just found enough gold to make a franchise. The next perception check I see is Dragar. So what you see is, at first you see 7,000 golden pieces, but as you pick them up, you realize that they feel very light, and upon inspection, you break one in half, and you see that it is 7,000 wooden coins painted gold.
Yeah.
You see 15,000 copper pieces, all in iron pots. You see an obsidian scepter, sorry, with a gold kind of circle, like crystal ball kind of in the center of it, and that looks quite valuable. Parentheses, 2,500 gold pieces. You see 15 thin leather-bound books. And as you look at them, they're all the same title. Snow Dwarf and the Seven Whites. And it's written by Nitch Rackmay. And it's all signed on the front cover by this author. And then the next thing you pull up is what looks like a kind of like a necklace, and the actual pendant on it has this big ruby gem in the center of it with little inscribings kind of wrapped around that gem. And then the outskirts of it has these golden kind of picks that kind of resemble a sun in a lot of ways. And it looks like some kind of symbol of some kind.
Okay, Dragar would take the obsidian scepter and the ruby pendant. He would look at the copper pieces and kick one of the pots over, break the gold piece, kind of chew on it a little bit, throw that over to them, just kind of shrug his shoulders and walk away from the pile.
Is Dirge gonna roll next, or
Yeah, I can roll.
Gaia rolled. She rolled a 7. With that.
Yep,
I know
I'll
she
do
didn't find
Gaia.
anything, but-
It's not really hard to sift through this stuff. What Gaia finds is, let me see which one you're on. You're on number 1. So basically, a very similar thing. You see a whole buttload of copper coins, 17,000 to be precise. You see 30 gemstones, all roughly 50 gold pieces in value. You see some rusted armor, some shields, and a child-sized sarcophagus. And inside of that, if you were to open it up, would just be more gold pieces in it.
Okay.
Rihanna, are you writing everything down, or did you just write down your stuff?
I just wrote down my stuff.
Yeah, it's like I'm
Sorry.
trying to write down stuff.
Yeah, I got my stuff. Yeah.
And if you guys
Someone
kind of
doesn't have-
clue in, there's no way in hell that you'll be able to pocket all this.
Oh yeah, I just walked away from the.
You want to bet we have a chariot, and I have 18. No, I don't have 18 strength. Wrong character. But I'm pretty sure with all of us pushing on this damn
You have
chariot, we'll be
Dragar.
able to get this thing out of here.
We're on a
definitely-
freezing
you definitely
mountain, but we could try.
Yeah, absolutely. You could absolutely try.
Dirge reminds you guys. I do have a friendly warhorse, Gypsy.
Yeah,
She's
see?
pretty strong.
See?
There you go. You found your way out. A chariot full of gold.
So, Dirge, why don't you go ahead and make your perception roll, and then I'll do
Plus-
the last pile.
with plus D8. Fuck. All right.
Oh
it's okay.
wow!
It's okay. I'm adding a D8 to that.
No.
That's an 11.
Beautiful.
So good. At this
11
game.
is enough to search through this pile, though. And the one that you are searching through is a pile of ingots. They're iron, and they each are sizable and look to be about worth 250 gold pieces each. But you would estimate that this pile alone of ingots would be at least 2,500 pounds worth of ingots. Just to kind
Nothing
of...
but
Yeah, we
ingots.
We can leave them there. But my question is, how can Gaia, with a roll of 7, if that's a +3 to that, beat or search through the pile when Dirge rolled an 11, which is much higher, did not really search through her pile?
No, I said she did search through it.
Oh, okay. I thought you
I
said
got a bunch of
she didn't
rocks.
really search.
And
Yeah.
you find 30 holy symbols. They all look to be from different various gods. Some you recognize, some you don't. You would find one of your own god. You would also probably find one of Palor. I don't know if you let Gaia know that, but
Dirge would say she probably,
Shine.
Dirge would say she probably can't even recognize it, but
you also see a
Yeah.
skull with red garnets in its eye sockets. It looks to be about worth 250 gold pieces. And then a big old pile of warhammers. Probably one of the ones that Dragar picked it up, a silvered one. And then last but not least, in the last pile is 9,000 silver pieces of loose coin. You see a bunch of...
Hang on. I'm a slow typer.
Rion is adamant about getting all this treasure out of here. I look forward to that.
Hell yeah. Said 9,000 silver.
6
All
crystal balls. They look to be about worth 20 gold pieces each. You see a brown crown with tiny gemmed eyes and a dragon for its spires. Looks to be about worth
Okay.
750 gold pieces. A
Yeah, I'm not writing down
life-sized
prices.
wooden pony.
Hell yeah. I'm first, like, Rion's gonna, like, shout
You're
at
not
the
taking
top
the
of his
pony.
lungs, like,
You're not-
yes!
Dragar,
And then he's gonna-
Dragar says you're not taking the pony.
Why? You're over there at your own pile, Dragar. You shut up. You don't even see the pony.
6 marble
Um,
vases. They look to be containing about 100 gold pieces of coin in each of them. And if you were to pick it up, it would weigh about 100 pounds per vase.
Oh, so it's a vase filled with what again?
Gold pieces.
Okay.
and,
Okay, maybe not all this treasure because all the gold pieces, like, that's a lot of weight that we have here. Like,
Can we all agree to split this later? Just saying.
I think
Did
even
I
at
ever-
this point, a guy be like, I think he's supposed to be. We were only supposed to be in it for just a moment. Maybe get a weapon or two, see if we can find the relic. But we need to go find the guy with the book.
Yeah. Can you guys give me like 10 minutes? I need to go switch into this armor.
Did I gotta give you time?
Dirge would walk out of there and switch her armor out for this
Is there
one
any-
now.
Go ahead, Rihanna. I
Do
just
we-
want to ask something too.
Want to take a short rest in here? I know some of us took a little bit of damage, but if we do that, also let me, go through some of these items and try to identify them. Maybe this pony here will actually turn into a real horse. Maybe it's a magical item. Who knows?
Jagger
I
would
doubt
roll
it,
his eyes. Okay, yeah. Well, either way, I'd love to search the statue. I'm still looking for the relic.
I think you have the relic. Well, Dragar, do you announce that you have that necklace
The Jagger would put
with
it
the
on.
symbol on it?
He doesn't really have anywhere else to
Okay.
put it, so he'd wrap it around his neck.
Okay, so we could see it. I think you have it on your neck right there. I'm not sure, but
And
That seems like
Dirge
the
has
only
stepped
thing-
out to change armor.
Yeah.
You slide out from the crack, Dirge, and as you do, you basically walk into the room and ready yourself to take off what armor you have on and load up the new splint mail. But as you look to your left, you see a very interesting sight. You see Kashmir hoisted in the air in front of this black stone kind of rock that you've seen before, three of them in the room. There's these black-like tentacles. They look liquid, but are obviously solid because they are completely surrounding Kashmir. They have him hoisted up in the air. They're pretty much swallowing him whole as you see basically the last of him. He has his eyes closed, and these black tentacles, looking like they're made of black ichor, swallow up Kashmir completely.
Guys, there's a black tentacle monster out here. That would be very nice if you guys could help me. And
As you have like your breast part mail off already, and you're just like getting ready to change over the other one.
yeah, Dirge is like half naked now.
um,
She has her clothing on. Just
Yeah, I imagine you have clothing underneath your armor.
I would hope so. That shit would chafe so hard. Yeah. Is this creature in
Okay, so
range of Dirge?
Sure. You're basically right where you're standing, and you see what was left of Ishmark right there.
do we want to go into initiative, or is it like a combat situation, or
Up to you what you guys want to do. As scary black tentacle monster swallows him up.
Well, Dirge doesn't hate him like some people. She would try to save him, even though I think he's dead. Dirge would just swipe at this black gooey thing.
So go ahead and swipe. Do an attack roll.
All right. Just kind of reflexively would swipe at it.
You swipe. The
I'm
sunblade
guessing
hits into it and snaps forth a couple of the black tentacles, but they just seem to fall away and disperse into nothing. Still completely swallowing Kashmir. There's no sign of him in this black mess of goo. You can do another attack, I believe, can't you?
Yeah.
This one cutting through with much more ferocity. You momentarily see the arm of Kashmir, but then it is instantly swallowed whole again. As you yell out for help, though, the creature seems to just like swarm around and completely like a big pile of snakes just crawl around where you presume Kashmir would be. What does everybody else do?
Drager will immediately run into the room, see this, and he will run up and he will try to reach his hands into the ooze and grab onto Kashmir and try to start pulling him out.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give an athletics check. And I imagine you're still... Did you say you were raging?
21. I was raging in the other room when we were battling. I don't know if I still would be after the
Actually,
battle
yeah,
was done.
Passed.
I think it would pass, yeah.
It passes after 1 minute or if you don't attack.
Yeah, so it would be passed. Yeah, so I would not be raged at this point, but it would just be a 21 athletics check.
You reach in and actually, as you do so, give me a second here. I accidentally deleted everything. As you do so, you get a vision. A name calls out to you. That name is Zudan, the corpse star. It speaks to you, and you actually realize that it's not necessarily speaking to you. It's speaking to somebody else, and it kind of sets in that it is speaking to Kashmir. And it is making promises to Kashmir to bestow great power upon him. And you just hear Kashmir speaking at first, you think, but you realize that all this is going on through thought, telepathically speaking. Even yourself, you try to call out, but you realize no voice comes out of your voice as you're basically like almost pulled into this creature. It gives a vision of basically a black entity, almost like a giant smoke monster towering over some unnamed old village. And the village lays in complete destruction. The buildings toppled, fires lit, corpses lay everywhere. And this black mist monster blows through the village, kind of just seeping through, and it goes from a solid form almost to a black mist. And as it seeps through, it starts to raise these undead corpses back to the living. And a bunch of living people now stand. You see that their wounds are still there. There's a man who basically looks like he's cut in half, but he comes back to life, still in half, yelling in agony. A soldier with his arm cut off comes back to life and screams that his arm is missing. Eyeless soldiers from taking arrows to the face. Absolute horror as this force has brought all these creatures back to life. And you hear it talking to Kashmir, saying that the power could be yours. All you need to do is pledge yourself to me. And you hear Kashmir say, I do, as he takes the vow. And you hear him say, I do for Petrina. I must save her. And then you grab him and you pull him out. And you
Told you we should kill that bastard.
the black ichor quickly disperses back into this big black stone, and you and Kashmir fall to the ground, him laying face down, you kind of falling on your butt.
Drager, if I can, would immediately get up, pick up his warhammer, and try to smash the stone with his warhammer.
All right, and as you do go to smash it, you look and you see that it's made of solid amber, and inside the amber is this swarming black ooze that kind of is crawling around inside of it. You can definitely make an attack on it if you like.
At that point, I would believe that the amber would almost be like its prison. I would still be confused at how it got out, but yeah, I'm gonna smash it. Drager's gonna smash it anyway.
Okay, do so.
It is, your weapon is still magical.
Yeah. So that's a 10, and that would be a 10.
Slams into it, and you hear the echoing and kind of ringing of the warhammer pinging out against the entire chamber as this massive thunderous clap hits the side of this solid stone of amber. Not a dent is put on it, though.
Dragar would look to Dirge, and Dragar says, I heard voices. Kashmir agreed to whatever it said, and trust me, it wasn't good.
Is this from experience, Dragar?
And Dragar would just look at Dirge in surprise and question him.
I heard that this stuff is bad. I just was wondering if you have any experience with this.
No, I've never seen it, but when I reached in, I heard voices and I saw visions of horrible pain and suffering.
Kashmir, face down, inhales a deep breath, and you see him exhale.
Was that? I guess the other guys would be running into the room, hopefully, at this point.
Yeah, I imagine everyone comes into the room.
I think we should tie him up for his own safety until we figure out what's going on.
Dragar would explain what just unfolded to absolutely anybody who ran in late.
An arm of Kashmir starts to prop himself up as he starts to push himself up from the ground.
Start to relay.
As he turns and looks at you, Dragar, what you see looking back at you is a sunken-in face. It almost looks skeletal and gray. His eyes almost a deep sunken black as you look at Kashmir, and it looks like an undead remnants of what he once was.
Dragar would look to Kashmir and Dragar says, Kashmir, no, it cannot be true. The power it offers you looks like it would create great pain and suffering. Everyone who is brought back to life will still be injured and dead. It's not a good idea.
He looks at you and says, in the exact voice you remember him, I must do it. Patrina, she speaks out to me. I must save my sister. She rots in the crypts of Ravenloft. A never-ending torment. Stuck there for eternity in Strahd's dungeon. She tells me that I must save her.
Dragar would like to Kashmir. Dragar says Dragar made vow to go and save Arena and destroy Strahd. Don't worry, we will go and bury your sister somewhere where she can be at peace. We will bring her peace in the end, but we must do it the right way.
He almost looks angry and he says, there is no peace in this land, Dragar. Surely you must know that by now. And he's not mad at you, but he's just mad.
There will be peace when we are done.
I feel like you have given everything for this. You're looking quite gaunt. Yes.
And he says, what do you mean? I feel completely fine. A bit tired, but I don't feel any different.
She kind of polishes the splint armor she got and kind of shows him his reflection in it.
Momentarily gasps, taken aback by how he looks. And then it sets in, and he says, for my sister, I would do it again. I would do anything. She is the last bit of family I had. And I'm the one who caused her death. It's the least I can do.
How do you think she would react if she saw how you are now? I think that would sadden her, wouldn't it?
That is something that I will be willing to pay if it means that I can right the wrongs that I did.
Dragar was just look confused to the group, to Rion and Gaia and Emil and everybody, and just be like, I don't know what to do.
What is Rion and Gaia doing as you see ghostly, almost Skeletor Kashmir? But he's still talking the same and seems pretty much himself.
Gaia's certainly eyeing, just like baffled by the change or the look, and just not really sure. So
he apologizes to the group and says that I understand that this appearance is abysmal, but this is what I came here to do. I came here to save Patrina. I do not wish any harm to you, and I will help you escape. But understand that my quest is saving her.
I'll use my divine sense. Is he officially an undead?
No, he's actually not.
He's just kind of undead, just kind of like on the edge of being dead.
Yeah.
He's undead adjacent. Okay.
He is almost undead.
he's mostly dead. Anyways.
So we should trust this. And Rion's trying to think of the words. Like, he's not trying to straight up call him evil, but clearly he made a pact with something evil. So he's just not sure what to say. But, like, Rion's like, should we trust someone that made a pact with something evil? Yes, we may defeat Strahd with his help, but at what cost?
I think there's another question to ask, though. Well, while we were entering the room, you didn't come with us. I feel like perhaps you saw something that we did not, and you decided to deal with it on your own.
The amber coffin, the sarcophagus, this block. I felt its power call to me. I sensed. And he's trying to figure out how to explain it. It's like it knew what I needed, and it called to me.
I think it might have sensed. She kind of pauses and looks to Rian. I think the way Rian might say it is it sensed perhaps your weakness, and it drew upon that.
You would also see in each opposite corner, west and east, two exact giant stone or giant amber blocks, exactly like the one that he is standing in front of.
Dragar would look to Rion and kind of be like, Dragar wonders, Rion, if we should bring him to your lich friend. Maybe this is one of the vestments that he spoke of. Maybe these are gifts that the temple offers, and not just maybe they are all evil. Dragar doesn't know. Vestiges.
From what Atlas and Rion's still going to call him Atlas. For one, it's easier for Chester to say, but for two, that's just what he knows him more by. Atlas did say that they were dark powers.
Dragar says maybe we should check out the other cubes.
I think it'd be better off if we don't touch them at all. But that is my opinion. I mean, you are free to choose to make whatever pact you so choose.
Dragar would look at Dirge and look at Gaia, and Dragar will sacrifice if you pull him out. We'll see what happens.
I think the temptation is too strong. People often make excuses and justify their
Dragar wants for absolutely nothing. Dragar has no sight for any form of anything at all. So really, there's nothing that you can tempt me with.
Kashmir looks at you guys and looks like he wants to speak, but at the same time, he kind of hears you debating on whether you should trust him or not, and he knows he's smart enough to know that Rion already hates him as it is. So it's like he has his hand out and he's trying to talk, but then he just kind of like puts it down for a moment and listens to what you guys have to say.
Yeah, and Gaia is shaking her head. She's like, I've already been tempted once, and it's not pleasant. I don't doubt, or I don't think that I would give in necessarily, but it's still not a pleasant situation, and I don't.
Dragar did hear an evil voice and feel evil things in that ooze that Kashmir was in.
Yes.
But that is not good. Maybe this is not worth it.
Better to avoid, and I would say, unless it has to be destroyed or dealt with, and there's no other ways, then okay, but if we can go about it different ways, that would be better.
Kashmir finally stands up and he says, I understand if you do not trust me. I understand if you do not understand my motives. I haven't been entirely honest to you. And although I deem it sensible that I chose that, I understand that you guys cannot see where I possibly come from. If you do not wish for me to be part of your group, I will leave once we find a way out of here. I do not want to burden you with my own burden. I will save Petrina on my own. I made a deal with you to bring you here, and I brought you here. I know that I have not changed and that I have a goal in mind. And if you guys are not okay with that, then I accept the burden as my own. And he just kind of looks down ashamed. And whatever you choose, I understand.
Guys, what do you think?
Dragar asks, can he be that bad? He still seems very reasonable.
I'm pretty sure Strahd at the beginning didn't seem like all that bad either. But look at him.
Yeah, he actually seemed like a nice guy, to be honest.
That
didn't work out well.
I'm not one to deny someone their happiness, but perhaps you could answer us a question. Could you tell us what you had to give up in exchange for this gift? Surely you did not offer it to you for free.
And then he looks and he says that he does not know. I do not know. It just only asks that I pledge myself to it, accept it entirely. I imagine that part of this is my newfound appearance. No one will ever look at me and find comfort in my presence anymore. But other than that, it did not ask of anything else from me.
How do we know if we say we go and defeat Strahd? How do we know that he won't become the next Strahd?
He actually laughs for a second and then stops himself. And he's like, sorry, I have no intention of being a ruler of anything.
Brion's actually going to walk off back into this room and kind of... Did the NPCs of the group go?
Yeah,
into the room?
I'll just
Or
they're all standing there watching.
okay, yeah, I'm gonna just kind of come to the doors and just he's really frustrated. Like he's kind of just wandering around the room, but he's going to try to see if he can open those double doors from the inside, like that sort of thing. Like try to be somewhat productive, but it'll take him like 10 minutes to do it because he is kind of frustrated with the whole situation.
And you're trying to use the arcane word to open up the door. Sorry.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
I'm not sure, because I'm not 100% sure how doors are in the magical land. Like, does it lock on both sides, or is it just one side that it
Yeah.
locks?
So basically, what's cast on it is arcane lock, and you need to speak the command word to unlock it, or basically be the wizard who casted it.
Okay.
So you can try to do that, and then once you actually complete the spell, if you do, then the door will be able to open.
While he's doing this, Dirge is just gonna actually put her armor on finally.
Yep, absolutely. George just gets dressed as everyone's talking. Emil,
Would you like an answer?
Yes. Let's do it around somewhere else, please.
Emil would step forward and say, apparently he's really dripping wet. He's really wet.
It's like professional wrestler wet, I think.
Yeah. He says, the man does look cursed, but a curse does not make a man. He seems to speak true, and he looks like he bears something that he'll carry with him for the rest of his life. Not an easy thing anyone can choose.
Dragar says that reminds me, Emma. I better know you. What curse do you bear?
We all bear curse, especially those of us who live in this land.
I bet no curse.
It's just a metaphor I meant.
Yes, it's not a curse, Gaia. It's a blessing. Your fervor is a blessing.
Yes, it is. Help put on latch.
So 10 minutes go by. You can give a with a check at 10 minutes. You can give a check at advantage, Rion, just because you spent a lot of time saying the word over and over again trying to get it right. Dirge gets their armor on. Everybody else kind of sits and relaxes, gathers around Dirge's sword, which is providing warmth.
Dirge, you're so warm. Oops, sorry.
I think Dragar would kind of stare. He would stay far away enough, but he would stare at this one over here.
And if you stay far away from that green square that is Dirge's flame, you'll get rather cold.
No, the flame is actually the.
Yeah, sorry, you're right. Yeah, that's enough. You're fine. I see it now.
Well,
Yeah,
I guess that's the light. I don't know. I mean.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna say that the green is the warmth and the white is the light. But you can see that Dragar is kind of stepping away, step up behind him. Dragar, as you're staring at that one, you do notice you see a black swirl, kind of much like the one that you released Kashmir from, creeping around inside of that amber stone. It looks like a big nest of snakes kind of crawling around in there. It seems to have at least some kind of life to it as you see it moving nonstop.
I would look back to Kashmir and I would just Dragar says in the vision I saw the price you paid to get that power is just not worth it. Whoever you bring back will certainly feel the pain of what has happened. I do not understand the choice you made. And Dragar would walk away from it.
He looks to you and he looks like he wants to speak and say something to change your mind, but he just says, I understand, Dragar. I'm sorry I let you down.
Dragar also says, we will obviously help you with your sister. It was never about what you could do for us. It was just about what we could do for each other. You are always welcome to be a member of our group. But if you need to go on your own, we understand that too. In the end, I promise you, your sister will have some form of peace. And then I'd probably go into the room to check on Rio.
He nods and says, thank you for whatever choice you guys made. You've already done enough for me. What's everybody else doing?
I have that robe on still, so I'm kind of warm.
Yeah, I was hanging out with Dirge to keep warm.
Yeah, are we gonna... Let's go check this door out. See if he can open it.
My
You
poor
did say that
man.
we found some clothes, right? In
Yeah.
the chests. I
They're
remember that.
fancy
Some
clothes.
There were
some
Dresses.
fine
So-
dresses.
Hey, it's clothes. It's keeping me warm because
Alright.
I'm pretty sure those gold coins are gonna, or the wooden coins are gonna burn up like not immediately, but they will go out after a little bit.
You
So
look
So as you
fabulous.
walk in, you see Rion dressed in a beautiful, bright
well,
red
not
dress.
really.
It
What
looks like a
he
dress
done is
robe or
cut
something.
a hole.
Yeah, I understand.
He's cut a hole in the center of the dress and is wearing them like ponchos.
Yeah.
But he's got like 3 or 4 of them on. Like
Mhm.
it looks horrible, but you know what? He's warm.
Those are very valuable dresses. Maybe we can fix them later.
Um.
I think.
Did you guys ask Casimir to follow? If you don't ask him, he's actually going to stay back.
Yes, Kashmir,
Um,
please
w-
follow. I'd feel a lot better if he was with us than with
Ashmir,
anyone
Bishop.
else.
yeah, come into the light. Oh wait,
He kind of
you
like
don't get
tries
go.
to hide in the shade though to conceal his face. Basically, you probably gathered that he's maybe a little ashamed of how he looks.
The sun sword does not burn him though, right?
No, causes
When
no pain. If you were to
Dragar
walk up
comes
to him
in-
and put it right to his face, it would not cause him any pain.
When Dragar comes in at first to talk to me, I would actually ask him, so are you guys accepting that thing into our group? I'm guessing.
It's not the thing. It's not this Kashmir.
You're not there, Gaia. I'm talking
No.
to Dragar.
Okay.
Did I got sorry. Go ahead if you have something.
She's right here.
The two of us are playing
Well,
dress
no.
up while they talk.
Yeah, I was
Right.
meaning I was talking to Dragar when he came in to check on me when it was just me and him
Okay.
in that room.
Dragar would look to Rihanna and he would just be. Dragar does not understand necessarily the changes yet. He seems unchanged other than visual looks. Your friend the witch said that there might be crazy things and powers here, so maybe he just accepted one of the vestiges. I really do not know what to think. I have not known him. All I know is that we rescued him from one man, and to set him free in this land with no help would be difficult for anybody. So I gave him the option of staying there if he wanted to.
Okay. Speaking of that, Dragar, come here. And when you approach, I would actually reach out and cast Identify on that necklace that you're wearing that has that symbol.
Very cool.
'Cause
Okay,
It's been bugging the shit out.
so
If it is or not.
what you do know, because it does tell you the name, right? That's one of the things it does say.
It tells me everything, I believe.
It does tell you that it's the holy symbol of Ravenkind. It tells you that obviously is the thing that you're looking for. You realize that it has the power to hold vampires, turn undead, and be used as sunlight. It has 10 charges to do so, and does that at it recharges 1d6 plus 4 at dawn. I will show it to whoever actually ends up in possession with it.
I will write down all the information that I'm getting from this amulet on a
Mhm.
piece of paper and then hand it to Dragar and say, if you decide to keep it, then this is what it does.
Dragar will
If
be
you
happy
decide to
with
give
it,
it
but
to
he'll also
anyone-
give it to anybody. Yeah. If anybody wants it, he'll give it, but he'll also be happy to keep it.
And essentially what it
Yeah,
is
if you-
is a giant artifact of light. And Jagar, you probably think of someone that would maybe like an artifact dedicated to light, but it's up to you for whoever ends up with it.
If
Well,
you
Dragar
decide
wouldn't
to give it to
understand the
anyone,
identify, so
give them this piece of paper that tells everything that it does. That's what I've been trying to say.
yeah, Dragar would read the paper that Rion handed him because he would do not know what the amulet did or anything, and he would be like light, everything's light. To be like, Dragar wonders, and he would look to Gaia. Dragar wonders if you could use this, and he hands the paper to Gaia and see if she gets excited or not when she reads it.
She'll take it and take a look at it. Sorry. Spaced out there for a moment.
So tell her what the piece of paper says.
Are we taking a short break, Mary? Is that what you said? Or
If we could real quick, that'd be super.
Yep, go for it.
Thank
That
you.
gives me some time to do some things. 5-minute break, everybody.
Choo boy.
All right then.
Are you staying here, Chris? Are you getting something to drink or?
I am staying here, but I'm doing something. But I can hear you talking and probably answer.
Okay. Can I do? I guess it would be Arcana check on the pony to see if I can recognize an artifact that might be a magical horse kind of deal.
Yeah, go
Like,
ahead.
Remember? Okay. Actually, what did I do? No, that was wisdom. Good roll, 12. It's okay roll.
That you don't necessarily. Artifact. You would probably hear of ways to imbue inanimate things with spells to make them become inanimate and magical. But as you do an Arcana check on this thing, it doesn't seem to be any of that. Like, you don't see any kind of magical inscribings on it. It just looks like a carved pony.
I
Okay.
think I don't know anything about this individual, but it seems like it's just perhaps the tomb of a. She looks at the tiny coffin, perhaps a small child, and there's a small cart, a small horse. Perhaps they were buried with these objects, and this is like a representation of their beloved horse.
It could be. I just didn't want to waste the spell on trying to figure out what this statue is.
Oh, so technically it is a ritual.
Oh, it is.
It doesn't cost money to
Snap.
cast the spell, so yeah.
It just takes 10 minutes, yeah. Shit, well, I'm going to sit there and start doing that, like, ritualing this shit up. Actually, no, can bards do rituals? Like, I mean, as a ritual. I don't think they can they?
I don't believe they can. A druid can.
Damn it.
Any like actual caster.
Bards are actual casters.
They are casters, but they're not.
I know what you meant, but it's just like a real big slap in the face kind of deal.
Dude, you get to wear armor, bro. Come on, man. You get extra attack.
You too. You're a caster, technically.
I can't do rituals though.
I can.
Yeah. Oh, ritual casting.
Yes.
You do have
All
ritual
right. I'm
casting?
going to sit there and spend. Bards can do ritual casting. So as long as they're goofing off, I'm going to like take 10 minutes and go around identifying all these items that I think might be magical.
Yeah, I can totally read what you just sent her because I'm looking at
Perfect.
her.
Yeah. I just remembered screen searching as you said that. It's not a big deal. Don't read it if you can avoid it, but yeah.
Our top secret
My eyes
hidden
are just
artifacts.
lured.
Nobody can know what this item does, for it can be used against me.
Technically, I know it, so yeah.
So yeah, is everybody back?
Somebody send me a blurb on what that amulet is, but I'm going to keep it.
Yep. I will. I'll just post in the chat basically
Sweet.
what it does on the paper. Beyond scribbles down that big wall of text really quickly.
So is the horse or the chariot? Like basically, I'm casting identify on all the items that are in this room. Like, is anything really magical or
Besides the artifact,
holds a purpose?
No, it just seems like it's all common gear except for that one artifact that Dragar is now asking Gaia if she wants.
Aw, the rapier with the pink glass hilt doesn't.
Just seems like a
That just seems like a
mastercraft.
waste. Okay, that seems such a waste. So, since we're all in this room and we're all back, right? Mary's back.
I'm not sure if she is or not.
She didn't say back actually, so I don't know if she actually is.
Oh, sorry, I muted myself. Back.
Okay.
All right. So what do you say to Dragar when he asks you if you want it? Or
I would offer you the amulet or the piece of paper in the chat.
And this, what I'm reading from what you said, Chris, is this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, my, this must be Baylor, and she would be very excited. But I'd love to keep this, if I could, that would be...
Drager would unclasp it from his neck, and he would walk behind Gaia, and he would, very respectfully, with the utmost respect, try to ceremoniously put it around her neck and do it up for her.
Aww. She'll kneel down so he can do that.
Rion's gonna like pop around from the statue and say, "It's not Paylor's amulet. It's whatever the Ravenloft or Raven something that you named off. Don't pass it off as Paylor. It's not his."
All Gaia hears is blah 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 blah. That's Paylor's amulet.
Hey, if he does, then that's her choice. But Rion's happy to know that he tried to set her straight. So, but I'm going to go back to the door and see. Did I actually open this door or no, Chris?
Yeah, you didn't open it, but you dispelled. You seen like a magical surge kind of emanate over it, presumably releasing the arcane lock on it.
Okay. Do we want to try to go out this way, guys, or see if there's a way out, or should we just hold here and go back up and get the spellbook for Atlas? Like, what do we want to do?
I think that's...
It's unlocked, by the way.
Perhaps peek and see what might lay beyond, but I think we should try and help us out. We said we'd find the person with the book, and I think we spent much time here in the treasury. Other words, we should not.
Up to you guys.
Yeah, Dragar would say that if we don't, we should at least lock the treasury. Dragar says we should at least lock the treasury if we're going to go back for the spellbook. But the Lich is your friend.
I just unlocked this door. I wish you had said something before. I could maybe say the command word again to relock it, aka asking the DM if I would know that.
No, I don't think you'd be able to because you essentially have to recast the spell. Okay. And you definitely don't have our arcane lock, unless you somehow do have arcane lock, in which case, yeah, go ahead and arcane lock it.
No. Said later.
Sorry about the soundtrack, if you guys can hear that. You can't do anything about it.
So, again, through the doors, go up and get spellbook.
Yeah, let's go get the object that we actually came here for, technically. A little detour.
Technically, the object that we came for is right there and pointing at Gaia.
Yes, I understand, but we did agree to help him find his spellbook. If he's still here, I mean, he's another enemy we have to stop.
And Dragar said if you made the agreement, we should go do it.
Okay. So, I guess we're going to go back upstairs, Chris.
Okay. Don't worry about your tokens. I'm just going to pop, and you guys will...
We did take a short rest, right?
Sure. That works for me.
We were there forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're back!
Well, if that's the case, I'll just spend hit dice instead of trying to heal myself.
So Dragar says, is there any way out of this place? I did not come with you here. Can this guy escape? Like, what's the deal?
We're trapped in here, actually. There's, for one, an army of wolves, and let me scroll down and see if it's still there. Yeah, big scary wolf riders army. And there's an evil dusk elf guy out there, and we are snowed in, so we're kind of trapped in here. If you actually scroll down, Dan, you'll see Chris's nice drawing of...
Yeah, no, I'm trying to use my character's ignorance of what's happening to remind everyone what's happening, so...
And for some reason, Gaia is pooping outside. I don't know.
What?
Yeah, it says all poop Gaia.
As you come upstairs and enter the Lich's room, Atlas greets you, Seems like he stands up and is alert at first, and then says, "You hear him kind of mumbling to himself. Who are these?
Oh, welcome back. Did you find my book?
No, the book is
Not
somewhere
yet.
else.
We're on our way to do that right now.
He looks at Casimir and says,
Oh, you accepted one of the Vestiges' gifts. Congratulations, my friends.
and he walks up to him and actually shakes Casimir's hand. And Casimir kind of looks like, just like ashamed, basically. But says, "Yes, I have something I need to do, and this will allow me to do it."
Atlas, do you know what kind of price he's going to have to pay for that vestige?
He's probably already paid it. His appearance changes, although it doesn't look too bad.
It doesn't look too
You look over to him, and he literally looks like a death skeleton almost.
I guess that's a big enough price for some people, I suppose.
Yes, all the Vestiges have different things you plead to them or pledge to them, but I don't remember them all.
All right, well, we'll be back as soon as we find your book, okay?
Thank you. I don't know how much longer my memory will remain.
All right.
There should be a spell in my book, though, that if I could only find it, I could perhaps fix myself permanently.
All right. After we leave, Dirge would kind of look to Rion. I still don't know if we could trust him once he's fully back to normal.
As you're walking out of the room and saying that, you hear him kind of like mumbling to himself.
Yes, if I get my spell book, I will have so much power again.
And he just sounds like a total evil lich that he is.
So much power.
Yes, he of course, I'm waiting until we get to here.
Power.
Yeah, because of that. He is a lich and he is evil, but we need him, honestly. Like, he led us to the temple, or not the temple, the treasure room, which we had no clue where it was.
The Dregar says he does seem helpful.
Maybe we can get him to get us out of here before he goes raving mad and kills us.
Well, my idea. One moment, Gaia. Perhaps he angered Strahd, and Strahd put a curse on him that made him a blathering idiot. And if we were to remove that curse, he would maybe realize that we're expendable pawns. All I'm saying is, what's the difference between working with this lich, and she kind of looks to Kashmir, and working with the Vestiges? I mean, they're both evil.
Casimir looks like, "Damn, son, you just got told some stuff." Just kidding.
I actually knew that, and I didn't want to say anything because didn't want anyone to bring that up because I don't have anything like
There's
prepared.
no
Don't
Rion's
worry,
just
if
gonna-
Dirge didn't say it, Emma was gonna unleash some
As
knowledge upon you.
Dirge drops the mic and just says, I see. Maybe you like evil stuff, but you just really, really don't like Kashmir.
Well, again, so far Atlas has not lied to us. He has been, or he has not misled us in any way. And he's still like, Rion is still like holding on to that grudge, and with that, he just kind of walks off.
I don't think he's
actually,
smart enough
like-
to know to have a grudge right now.
That's besides the point. Shh, you're not supposed to say that.
As you guys are kind of talking in this broken statue room, you just hear the like cackling of Atlas, and then after moments go by, you hear him like,
What am I laughing at again?
Yeah, Dirge is settled on this decision.
Can we go through these double doors? Like, I'm kind of asking you.
you can try to go wherever you want.
Yeah, thank you. Go through these double doors.
You have the command
get
word
to these
now
double
to pretty
doors?
much all the doors, but you don't know if you'll be able to open up the words. This one, however, is not locked, and as you open it up, you just see narrow arrow slits on the south wall looking out into the big, basically, chamber. And I'll just reveal it really quick. It's just pretty much a watchtower room.
Oh, it doesn't go anywhere? That is so misleading. Why put double doors? A single door would work for that.
You got to make those guard rooms look extra special.
Yep.
Son of a... when we come into the big room, I know you said, I believe last time, it's 30 feet down. Is there like a safe way that we can get down, or do we have to like break out rope and do all that mess?
You can maybe do an acrobatics check and try to land gracefully, but to just like get down, you would definitely need some kind of like rope or something to get your way down there without taking bludgeoning damage. It's quite a fall, 30 feet.
Okay. I'm going to remind everyone that there are flaming skulls in this room, and we don't have Atlas with us anymore to basically have them not attack us. So, hence why I'm trying to go a different route.
Did
Of course, we don't know.
With his flaming skull.
Picture
think of a skull
Dragar?
on fire.
Yeah.
It spits
Ishmark-
fireballs at you.
Ishmark looks at you.
Trigger
and
would just
says-
start laughing.
Looks at you and says nasty things. Trust me, Dragar.
Did I gotta say okay? Okay, whatever.
So, do we
Stay with
want
us.
to go through that way and see if we can find Goober that has the spellbook, or go down this way with rope and...
Dragar says, where did you last see this guy?
Technically in this room, but we went north, and he probably is not here anymore because we also rested, I think, if I remember right.
Yeah, he hopped. Well, I don't know if he hopped down, but he definitely ran off somewhere.
Dragar still has the goblet? No, Kashmir had the goblet that was left over, or the little dude threw at him, right?
Yeah, if you said so. I don't know who Dragar or I guess yeah, Kashmir would have it. So yeah,
Yeah, Kashmir has the goblet.
if you ask him for it, he would give it to you.
Yeah, okay, sure. Just for technicality's sake, Dragar would look at it and be like, Dragar says, did he do anything crazy? Like, did he just run away and you guys lost him? Or what happened?
He stole the Lich's spellbook. That's what he did.
Okay, so we're looking for a little dude with a spellbook?
Basically, he is very scarred from almost being burnt by the flaming skulls. So, but I think he's hiding in the room that we first saw him. That church-looking room. Am I right on saying that? 'Cause it kinda does look
Laboratory.
like
It's basically like a study hall.
Okay.
Dragar says, okay, it's your place. I'll keep my eyes peeled for this little dude.
Rion's going to climb down, whether anybody else joins him or not.
All right, give an acrobatics check.
Can I climb down with the rope or no?
Yeah, if you climb down with a rope, then do it at advantage. It's just mundane. Basically, you don't want to roll in that one.
I don't have a rope, so...
You can use my rope.
Oh, no, I do, because it's Explorer,
Mhm.
right? Explorer's pack.
Yeah. I'll just say with a
Sorry,
combined group effort in a rope, you can all mostly get down unimpeded then, just to stop everyone from doing like 900 acrobatics checks. Is everyone going to help Rion get down with the rope and then therefore help?
Absolutely. Gaia
Yes.
will be hanging onto the rope and get
Yep,
out there.
Dragar's just following behind.
All right, so you guys do that, and I'll read a fancy dancy little blurb to use as you make your way down there. So as you climb down and finally get to look at this gigantic room, you notice that 4 black marble columns support the vaulted ceiling of this temple. At the north end, which stands a 40-foot tall statue of a cowled figure in flowing robes. That is what you are basically standing in front of, Rion. The statue's stony hands are outstretched as if they're in the midst of casting a spell. Its face is a void of utter blackness. The ominous statue stands between the 2 black marble balconies, one of which is partially collapsed and fallen on the temple's black marble floor in front of an open doorway. The walls of the temple are sheathed in amber, and the doors leading from it are made of amber as well. Arched hallways coated with amber lead away from the temple to the west and to the east. Flanking these exits are alcoves that hold white marble statues of robed human wizards with pointed hats and golden staffs. One of them is toppled as it lies on the shattered floor, and I'm going to have to actually drop over to the other map, which is where you guys currently are now at.
Okay, I was just going to ask, where's the alcove with the statues, the toppled ones, but it's on a different map, so
Yeah.
that's why we can't see it.
Yeah. And then, the statue.
Oh, there's rooms down here. I didn't realize that.
And I'm going to just drag and drop the rest of you. I assume that you asked Kashmir to come, or did you ask him to stay? He would not come with you guys if you don't want him to now.
I think I'm the only one that doesn't want him to, but I will keep my mouth shut if the whole group will say yes. So I believe they did.
All right, then.
They're just like neutral, slightly, almost kind of in favor. Almost just like she'd rather supervise him than have him run off and join Strahd.
Dragar's for Kashmir.
Stay with us, Casimir.
You see the giant
Look very
amber doors
cautious.
that you could only presume are the amber doors to the treasury. They look the exact same, only the opposite side now, which you guys can put together is the treasury.
Yeah, a little irritated. We could have just went through there instead of going up and around and all that jazz.
Too bad somebody didn't unlock the doors. Oh wait,
Yeah.
I did unlock the doors. I asked
that was the point.
if
That was the point.
where do we want to go? Don't blame that shit on me.
Oh, I'm digging it in hard.
Very sure,
Breon's
though.
going to be staring at the statue, so you guys kind of decide where we're going. Like, is there any description at the base of the statue or no?
That's a good question. Let's see.
If there's not, then I know it's just like a black. Breon would try to make like a history. Yeah, probably a history check to see if he can identify this person
Yeah, go ahead.
from any kind of markings on
And
the
do
statue.
that while I read the blurb really quickly.
Okay. While the other players decide on what to do.
Dragar's looking for a little scarred dude with a cane and a book. Like he's looking at all the cracks. He's looking behind all the statues. He's looking everywhere for this little guy, for a visual image of this little guy.
So as you look at the statue with a 19, you recognize it as the robe and basically a couple of insignias on the robe and etchings. You recognize it as the god of secrets, but something's off. The kind of face where the face is supposed to be, there is actually supposed to be something there, but instead it's just a void of blackness. So yeah, that's basically a god of secrets, only something seems different about it. What is everybody else doing?
Dragar's searching for the guy.
And yeah, just So you guys are like walking around this room and going to doors, or are you just standing in one spot and searching for him?
No, Dragger would be like crawling around and looking at all the cracks and crevices for a little dude.
Perfect. So
Wouldn't be
Gaia,
opening any doors though.
my good friend.
Dirge so often to warm up.
Absolutely. If you could be so kind though, as the Gaia, when you step out into the kind of like the center of the room and are looking around real quick, if you could make me a dexterity save, that would be great.
Oh boy. Come on, Dex.
Nice.
Woo, 13.
13. Oof. So yeah, you're looking around and seeing if you could find anything that resembles where this man went, and of course I didn't have that on Whisper. Why wouldn't I have that on Whisper? Oh well. You probably see what damage you take.
I don't see anything.
I see
Yeah.
Gaia's
Oh,
roll.
I did whisper it. Perfect. Beautiful.
I was gonna say it says all the damages.
So Gaia, as you're walking around, you don't necessarily see what happens, but you feel an immense warmth on the back of your neck, and then it feels like you are hit by a truck. Something probably more powerful than you ever felt, as you take 44
Oh my lord!
lightning damage. What everybody else sees sparking from the statues is a bolt of lightning that arcs out and just slams into Gaia and absolutely crushes her.
Taylor?
So I'm guessing she got hit when she crossed here.
That was not lightning.
Wouldn't she love that?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that was lightning. She'd be like, oh.
It probably looks a little more sinister than normal lightning, maybe, but for what everybody else sees, definitely looked like lightning.
I know it is. Yeah, she took half damage. It's just so powerful. It's like, I'm immune to it, but so strong. I felt it. Anyways.
Did it shoot out like straight across like that and coming from both statues, or just one statue, or?
As for drawings, what it looked like it did is arc right above your head and slam into her.
Oh,
I like that.
statue.
Squiggle.
Okay. Well, I wasn't gonna waste time on us trying to figure out the statue, but since it's shooting out lightning bolts at Gaia,
Dirge, if you're standing there, you'll have to make a dex save too.
God damn it! Fuck this room. That means when I fall
half damage.
I take half of 40 damage. It's just like, okay. Okay, yeah. This is for science, guys. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Fuck. I'm so good at this game, dude.
What's your roll?
Yeah, Dirge, you and I.
A 5?
I did better than a 5. I got a 9.
Perfect.
But yeah.
Not enough to make the save, though, as you're slammed with a very similar... It almost seems like this thing is erupting lightning now as another bolt of lightning streaks out and hits Dirge. And as it hits Dirge, let me just read really quick. I believe...
Can I tell where the lightning is coming from? As you're
it seems like the statue, but as you're trying to figure that out, the chain of lightning actually arcs off of Dirge and hits you too, and then arcs over and hits Ishmark, and Ishmark instantly goes down as you all take 40 damage, or if you have some kind of crazy resistance.
It arcs 15 feet, and then it arcs again for another 30 feet?
Yep.
That is ridiculous. And if it's 40 damage, I'm down.
Is it 4D or 4T?
4-0.
Dang.
For you, it was 44.
All right. That makes a little. Hey, yeah, Gaia would have a shrill shriek out like, whatever that was. Because she's.
Before.
Like, yeah.
And in case you guys haven't got the memo, it's starting to look like it's going to do it again real soon.
Dragger's keeping an eye out.
Rion.
Gaia's like on the ground, like trying to scramble away as fast as she can. Just like, oh my gosh.
All right, well, Dirge would run back, kill Rion, You carry him to safety.
Put
Yeah,
on my
before
stuff.
Rion collapses from that bolt, he would say, "Damn goat."
Damn goat.
That's what I get for trying to save her.
From
Let's
across
see.
the room, you hear a voice. Adventurers, come out and play.
Oh my gosh.
I would like to cast Dispel
Why?
Magic on the statue.
All right, and
I was planning on doing that before I went down, but
And guys gotta lay on hands herself, just like gotta heal up.
Yeah.
how much did you heal me? 10? Okay.
10.
as you hear that voice call out, you hear a thud. And then a couple moments later, you hear another thud. And then a couple moments later, you hear some more thuds as it sounds like something is stomping forward.
It's the
Dispel
statue.
magic. What does that do? Just dispels. Do you have to say what you're dispelling, or does it dispel anything?
Spells everything in that area.
Okay, so basically the darkness from the shadow's head actually disappears. But interestingly enough, what you see coming from the east is this crazy ass looking thing. A big
Ooh, he's beautiful.
hulking creature
want
made of iron and basically looks like it's wearing some kind of iron armor, not anything like the Amber Golems. It has a spiked helmet and these big gauntlets. It seems like it's made of maybe adamantium or something. As it starts walking through, you momentarily see your good buddy, Villainous, standing behind the creature. I don't have a token for him apparently, but he's there.
I want him.
Although that is in no way
Does-
where the lightning was coming from.
Is Villainous, does he have an amulet on his neck?
That's quite far away, but you can make a perception check if you like.
Hell yes, I would.
And it would be at disadvantage because he has a giant creature standing in front of him.
And a statue right here in front of him. Right?
Perception. Disadvantage. 10? That's not bad for
Yeah, you-
disadvantage.
Can't tell, especially since I almost forgot that it is pitch black in this area too, pretty much. So there's that going for you.
Oh, well, yeah.
I'll say that there's a
huge
little bit of
difference.
light because I already described it to you. We'll say that there's like a faint glow, and everyone basically has slightly obscured unless you cast. Or I guess Dirge has the light, so that's why you're seeing what's in front of you. Keep forgetting about
You
that.
can say that the golem is emanating its own light, not like a glorious amount, but just glowing red eyes.
Yeah,
or
it
yellow
seems to
eyes
be.
Or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. You see a faint red glowing eyes, and its armor seems to be giving off some kind of amber sheen as it steps forward.
So initiative.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of early in the night. We don't have to. Does anyone need to quit right now, or?
No, the only thing I would say is we've already opened these doors, right?
Which doors? No, actually, Rion decided not to.
They are unlocked, but they're not opened.
Correct, but they also are 20-foot piece doors by like maybe 5 foot, or probably around. The map isn't precisely to scale, but they're massive doors.
Is this thing walking out slowly?
Yeah, not so much slowly as it's just made its presence known, and then we'll eventually start walking in. Yes.
Oh fuck! By the way, Dirge would have also healed each one.
Okay.
Drager, can Drager hide or tuck in here? See if he can get behind the beast.
And how much healing does Ishmark sustain?
He gets back.
Because he almost died outright.
Is he that low? We took a short rest.
Yeah, I think he only has, unless I have his HP wrong. Doesn't he only have like?
HP should be like 50. Yeah.
Yeah, and he took 40 damage.
That doesn't kill you though. You have to take 100.
Yeah, I didn't say he was dead. I said he's almost dead.
Oh, I thought you said he was unconscious.
No, I thought he was because I seen his AC first. I have his bubbles wrong.
Yeah, he's 50.
But yeah, he's not dead. Yeah, he's good.
I
Alright,
think
then, yeah, well, I mean,
I
Dirge
was the
looks like
only
him.
one that went down from that. So
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, we can add 10 to that, so whatever.
Okay. And so yeah, we're gonna roll initiative then. Everyone's good. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yeah, I mean, Dirge would suggest we run away from these death statues of doom.
I think
Well, this,
he's meaning, are we
guy
good
is,
to keep going for the night?
Oh, I'm good.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
What did Gaia say?
I should be good for another half hour, preferably.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like maybe a little bit. We might even like drop out mid combat depending on how this goes.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll take a crit on initiative.
Can you
Ooh.
bring up the turn tracker, please?
Yeah, give me a second. You can still click it.
Uh,
It should go in there. If you click your token, it should load into the turn tracker.
Yeah, I got a crit as well. So
Sweet.
yeah, you guys see that? What he rolled? That's like I want that. I've been wanting one of those ever since I started playing D&D. Like way
Your
back
Chris
when.
23, my Chris 21, so you definitely got the first go.
Yeah, but the question is, how the hell am I going to get the amulet?
Only we had invisibility.
Chris, can you change my initiative, please?
To 21.
21, yeah.
All right.
The joy of advantage on initiative.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Feels good, man. Is Ishmark in? I just have one more person to roll, I think. And that's to Joe on whether Ishmark is there or not. If he is, yes, he is. I see him. Okay, we're good. I'll shut up.
We're
Gaia.
missing the guy I hate, right?
Oh yeah, I'll get him in too. And Dan, you control him.
Who's that?
Kashmir. You
Kashmir still with us?
You still control him in combat. Yeah, the group said that they wanted him with him.
Cool.
All right, so first up is Gaia. What do you do, Gaia? As you across the room, you see faint glowing red eyes, a little sizable. You hear a familiar voice call out adventurers. It sounds none other than like Villainous. I'm gonna actually kind of not gonna hide. I'll just GM layer them since you technically don't really know where they are besides the glowing red eyes, which I won't GM layer.
Gaia is going to scramble herself over back here to be with the group. Just still probably charred looking from that ridiculous lightning bolt. And he will then ready in action, or if any of those, if that creature manages to get close enough to them, she's going to stab. So, or any other creature for that matter that is not friendly.
Okay, so just readying in action for something to come up to you guys.
Yep.
Rion, what do you do?
First off, I'm going to heal myself because that was a crap ton of damage that I took as well. Actually, hang on. Let me check my spells. Do have two. Who's right next to me? No one? Okay. So yeah, I'm going to heal myself, and then I'm actually going to Bamf invisible, and then move basically towards where the voice came from.
Okay, so you can take your movement there.
Yep, I'm clicking and doing all sorts of things.
Yep, that's fine. Next up is Dragar. You see behind you, Rion basically do like a heal and then flash out of vision. You hear footsteps kind of softly start taking off from where he was.
And I can hear Villainous's voice coming from behind the golem.
Yes, presumably.
Okay. So yeah, I'd like to stay in the little cavern that I can. And can I ready a charge and an attack? Can I ready an attack?
You can ready an attack, yes. And what was the second part? Sorry.
Just like I was just wondering, like, if when the golem starts to pass Dragar, if like as soon as Dragar can get a charge from behind, if I can attack, like if I can just ready an attack for that moment.
Yeah. So when it comes, you just want. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, that's all I want to do. I want to stay hidden until that, and then I can move at stealth at a normal speed because of my my wolf thing on the second charge. It gives me the ability to move at stealth at a normal speed. So hopefully I can still stealth when I'm trying to go to attack him.
Okay. Next up is Dirge. You're on mute if you're trying to speak.
Oh, that makes life easier. Yeah, Dirge will walk up here, and she'll cast. She'll cast Cure Wounds on herself, I guess. She's pretty low.
Okay.
And she'll just kind of position herself behind the cover, trying to stay out of sight for now.
Sounds good.
And that'll be it for now.
Okay. Next up is, give me a second. I'm on another screen looking at things. But next up is the golem. And what it will do is look to see what it can do. Perfect. It steps forward. I believe its movement's only 30.
You need a ruler? Oh, looks like you got it. Fine.
And it just looks like it sits there and waits. Next up is Kashmir Dan, which you are controlling.
All right, so Kashmir would just be in awe at the sight of this thing and very kind of upset. He would just move to the back. He'd actually stay at the back of the group where he is, and he would just kind of wait to see what would happen. I think you're getting kind of nervous.
Perfect. Next up is Emil, who will just also ready himself behind the statue. He doesn't really know what's going on either. And Ishmark, what are you doing? That's Joe.
Oh, I keep forgetting I'm playing him. Yeah. Ishmark would run up and kind of duck for cover behind next to Dirge and kind of wait to see what this robot golem thingy does.
All right, and now we've made ourselves all the way back to Gaia. You're still waiting in anticipation. The golem obviously moves slowly in a 6 second span. So you know that you presume that it's probably going to take a while to directly get to you guys.
Goodness gracious. Well then, I'm thinking. Oh goodness, she'd have to get within 30 feet. I don't think she'd be able to get that close at this moment. No. Yeah, she would get close. She's going to keep going with the group band once more, just ready in action. Because her offensive spell, she can. So let's see. Yeah, she's going ready in action again.
Okay, Rion, you're back up. You see that your group is took up a defensive position around the statue.
From this position, I still can't quite see the creature, or I guess I can see the shield guardian, but not.
You see the red eyes. Technically, you wouldn't really know what it is. You see maybe a little bit glowing armor, but you know what it is, so that's fine. Okay. Other than that, no. Besides Dirge's light, it's darkness in that area.
All right. Well, I'm going to sneak over to here, and as I pass by Dragar, I'm going to kind of let him know, hey, this is where I am. But also, I'm going to give him words of encouragement, like, you could fell that fell beast in one swoop. And then I'm going to very quietly whisper, even though I don't want you to. And give him basically inspiration as a bonus action. Can I also use my action to hide? Because technically, yes, I'm invisible, but they can still kind of see me.
No, that's bonus action. Hide would be like a rogue thing.
No, not bonus action. Can I use my action to hide?
Inspiration is a bonus.
Absolutely, yeah. You can use your regular action to hide.
Okay. Do you want this at advantage because I am stealth?
Sure.
Or not stealth, invisible, I should say.
Yep, that's fine.
It should be higher, but okay. That will be me.
Dragar, you hear a whisper from Rion, and you don't see where he is, but you kind of sense that something walked by you.
feeling the surge of the bardic inspiration, and just the whisper on the air that I caught, Drago would kind of start shaking. Hearing the footsteps of this beast, I would imagine would kind of shake the immediate ground around it, and it sounded like a deep, dull thud. So Drago would just be building up and building up. You might even see his tattoos start to flash as he would use his bonus action to rage. Still in hiding, which might give him away a little bit, but still just getting amped up for what he thinks is about to happen, and he still readies the action to attack after the beast walks past.
Okay. Are you throwing something or?
No, I'll be charging to attack.
So yeah, you'll have to actually. You can't move and attack for a readied action. You can only like basically attack. So you can move up beside essentially where Rion might be, and ready so for when it comes around the corner into your range, so that you can attack it. But you can't ready a charging run.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to move up.
Yeah, they took out charge in this edition.
I think it's a feat. All right. Next up is Dirge. You don't know where Rion or Dragar is now. As you look around, I think you have dark vision, so maybe you can see. I don't know how far away they are from you, but 60 vision. Sure, yeah, you still see them faintly, black and white. What are you doing? You're on mute again.
Dirge will just dash full speed back around this corner out of sight.
All right. Are you keeping your sword lit though, or?
Yeah, Dirge isn't trying to stay hidden, just out of line of sight.
All right. So next up is this creature, and he walks out. Because you're ready in action, I'll let you jump out and whack at it, but it's actually not technically walking in your range. I'll give you that at least one thing though, since you readied your action, because it's actually going to walk out and go this way. But you can get one thwack at it, Dragar.
All right, thanks. I'll take it.
Yeah.
17 to hit.
17 does just hit it.
12 damage.
And
Do I still have the thing that George had on me? No.
No, it's only 10 minutes. It's been over 10 minutes, I'm pretty sure.
And yeah, that hits, and you thud into it momentarily. It doesn't really seem to even acknowledge you that much, though, as you do your 12 damage. It seems like that didn't really hurt it. You do see this hulking, towering armor, the size of a stone golem, but made of what seems like maybe adamantium and plate mail armor the size of a giant. It then backs away from you and turns at you guys, and Dragar. Let's see. Yep. All three make a dex save.
Oh, great. 19.
Do we have Dirge's? Is it a spell or is it a?
The green square here is Dirge's aura.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're just out of it.
Just out of it, yeah.
I don't know why my
God.
bonus isn't coming through. But fucking Jesus, these rolls.
So to everybody who didn't roll higher than I don't believe
That's
it's
a rough
high,
roll.
save.
Like,
Let's see. Higher than a 14 you need. If you didn't roll higher than a 14, then you take 26 damage as this creature stands in front of you, and basically its armor flips open for a second, and you see this giant ball of fire emanate from it, and then it just explodes out of its chest right in front of you as it just casted fireball.
How much was that, you said?
26 fire damage.
Okay.
But would it really hit Dirge because she's kind of like around the corner?
Oh yeah,
Or
I
did
cast
he,
it.
like
Either way,
back
it's
here?
a fireball that has like a, 30 foot? I say it would definitely hit her.
Yeah, but the wall's right here.
Yeah, I'm saying it
Like,
definitely hit her though, so it's all good.
If you
Okay.
cast it right there.
Yeah. So Kashmir is up.
All right, Kashmir would. God, Kashmir would launch a magic missile, and he would cast it at level 3. And level 3, bam.
And it's on the armor, obviously, because that's all you can see.
Yeah, it's all on what I believe to be whatever just launched the fireball, wherever I saw the fireball originate from.
You hear the thudding of his magic missile bolt out and kind of shatter into this thing's armor. Next up is Emil, who will, I guess, since you guys decided to throw caution to the wind, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He will dash up to at least get to where George is. Ishmark, what are you doing? And that's on you again for Ishmark, Joe.
Yeah, he'll rush up as well. Try to, let me see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. He'll dash up right up here in the corner.
Absolutely. Gaia, you're now up, and you see that Dragar and at least Dirge just got exploded by a fireball from this shield guardian.
Oh, lovely. Maybe they get pelted this once, and she would know better that it would be good to be with somebody else. So that way, next turn, she can bless everybody now that, since they'd all be together.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm assuming you
But
moved
she will-
Kashmir, Dan?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry, Gaia, to cut you off.
That's good. So yeah, she'll do a dash and like full double move.
All right.
Get over there and...
Next up is Rion. You're still invisible, but you took a bunch of that, half of that damage from the fireball. You've seen it coming and were able to dodge out of the way a bit.
Oh,
What do you got?
I forgot to do. What was the damage again?
26, so half of that is 13. Yeah.
Oh, crap. Okay. Well, that's lovely. 15, 20.
Yeah, I just want to move casually
I'm gonna move
through the magic missile.
I'm going to move to here and see if I can find the goober.
Go ahead.
That's back over there,
Making a
basically.
perception.
You want perception? All right. $25.
You perhaps hear something coming from over here, but being in complete yeah, you'd be darkness, mostly dim lit, so you don't necessarily see what's around the corner. But you do hear what sounds like maybe someone shuffling back there.
Okay. Well, crappers. All right, so I'm going to move. No, that's 15. I can't go there. So I'm going to move to here, and I'm going to have to cast Cure Wounds on me.
Okay.
I hate to break out of stealth, but I got to do it.
It breaks out? Oh, yeah, it does break out a spell when you do it, eh?
Yep.
All right. All right. Dragar, you see Rion poof in front of you as a healing spell goes off. This shield guardian is in front of you and just toasted the ends of your beard.
Oh yeah, Dragar is raging hard, especially seeing his other friends, Rion and Dirge, get hit by the fireball. Dragar will raise high his mighty warhammer, and with rage, fearlessly, recklessly attack, with advantage on his first one, hopefully then, and come bring down two massive swipes with his warhammer, one for the 24,
Beautiful.
and the second one for 26.
Nice.
Equaling a total of this 13, 26, 28 damage.
28 damage. Beautiful.
And
Describe what
Dragar's
that-
just screaming as he does it.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you jump forth and start slamming into this thing, you hear the ringing out as the warhammer is smashing into this thing and denting its armor. It's still a very... Just after landing those devastating blows, though, you do instantly feel how strong this thing is. As after even doing all that damage, it is still standing very strong.
Yeah, Drago will just stand in front of it and yell at it. Rah!
Dirge, you see Dragar erupt into a rage and dash forward and start hammering on this giant hulking metal creature with all that he has. What do you wish to do?
Shit. Dirge would be not looking too good, but she would bravely rush out to aid him and would just swipe at it twice, trying to give him some moral support, hoping to roll not shitty. God damn. Well, said I would like to roll not shitty. There we go. Second strike is a hit for 12.
You get through, absolutely. Sun Sword slashes across this creature for 12 radiant damage as it heats up the metal of this giant hulking creature of steel and adamantium. Nothing else?
That's all she can do. I guess she will, as a bonus action, cast Shield of Faith. No, she won't. I take that back. No, that's it. That's all she can do.
All right. As the shield guardian readies up, you see that the striking metal attack that Dirge just landed kind of starts to undo itself as the scratch across his metal magically disperses, and a crack from Dragar's warhammer unbends as it seems to regenerate a bit. It will then look to ready up, and it will ready both of its fists and simultaneously slam one down, first on Dirge, second on Dragar. First on Dirge, second on Dragar.
Oh, that's fucking hurt.
Dragar will use his shield to deflect it.
Yeah, Dirge gets crunched and it's not looking too good.
So you're going to use your reaction to get in the way of Dirge's attack?
Yeah.
So you will, if you use your reaction for that, then you will jump in forth and take that damage. Is that okay?
I will take probably both damages, I would imagine. But
No,
yeah.
the second attack misses.
Okay, yeah, I'll take the first damage then.
It misses because you're dodging and you're jumping forward to take the blow for Dirge as Dragar jumps in the way, shouldering you out, Dirge, and you see him just his spine get crunched against the marble stone. You hear cracking as he hollers out in pain.
This makes Dragar more mad.
Kashmir is now up, so Dan.
All right, so Kashmir's seeing all of this happen and she's watching Dragar rage out. Gets a little bit more anxious, takes a couple steps forward, and tries to use suggestion on the creature. Can I do that?
You could definitely try.
So I suggest a course of activity, blah blah blah. I'm going to I'm going to cast suggestion on the dude.
Okay.
And see if I can suggest that instead of fighting my friends, maybe you can help us find the one who is controlling you.
And you do that, the spell goes off, but you have no idea if it takes hold on the creature or not. It won't become apparent until it is its turn again.
Okay.
Nonetheless, though, you hear a voice, Rion, cackle out, "Do I have something you want? Well, come and get it." And he laughs, and you're going to have to do a con save. Ooh.
Oh, lovely. Oh, I forgot. I changed mine to basically a query. Every time I click it, it pops up, do you want it, public, or not public, advantage, disadvantage. I clicked on the roll, I'm sitting there waiting for it to pop up in the chat box. I'm like, why isn't it not popping up? Yeah, 12.
So,
does that pass?
No, that is correct. And a cold air bursts out from the darkness, spanning in a cube. You basically feel like you're caught in a terrible winter storm that even matches the storm that you bared going up the mountain to get here. and you just feel whipping snow start to whip across you and cut into your skin and essentially start to freeze you to death as you take 32 cold damage.
Okay.
What just fucking happened?
Basically, you see Rion like start walking, or of course he poofed out of the invisibility, and then you see him like just all of a sudden stop, get frozen solid almost, and then fall over.
Wow. He laughs and says, "It's gonna be hard to come and get me now, isn't it?" Emil and Ishmark are up. Emil is going to run and start to help you guys in the fight with the Shield Guardian. Ishmark can act as I'm acting too, so go ahead and do his turn also while I'm doing my turn, just to speed things up.
Yeah. Each mark will just rush in and chop up at this guy. But let's go.
Oops, I did that at advantage. I mean, not whisper.
15, 24, 8. I'm guessing that 24 is what hits for 11 damage.
Yeah, so your target on this thing is 17.
Yep.
And how much damage did you do?
That's 11.
11? All right, so he goes into his flurry of sword strikes. As you look at Emil, though, he looks like he is going all out, almost freakishly so. Basically going at this thing, and instead of punching it now, he is literally clawing at it and looks like he is in an absolute fury. You hear him deeply breathing and almost sounding kind of a bit like a beast, for lack of a better description, as he crits this thing and then hits it again for quite a bit of damage. Next up is Gaia. From the distance, you see your friends engaging the Shield Guardian, and then you hear what sounds like the worst blizzard you have ever heard in your life, and a cool draft kind of fills the entire chamber.
All right. This sucks. Oh no, let's actually switch back to, because she needs to move up. And let's see. So Dirge sounds like she's, especially since Dragar's like, I'm going to take the hit for you. Dragar's in a rage, and Rion's looking very cold. Yes?
Looking very unconscious and like a nice little horizontal snowman on the ground.
Does she
he's not
notice
moving or breathing.
anything that would have caused it?
You have dark vision?
Yes, but I believe it's just 60 feet.
Yeah, you do not see what caused it.
She will maneuver here, and we will do a cure wounds. I made macro for that, but yeah, that's what she's gonna do. So, and that will be her turn. She's gonna do cure wounds on.
All right, Rion, you are, as soon as you felt yourself freezing to death and drop and fall unconscious, you feel life and warmth be breathed back into you. As you look, you're now on the ground, but you look up and see Gaia above you, healing energy emanating from her hands, bringing you back to the conscious world. What do you wish to do? Besides
not
freeze?
realizing how much time has passed, I'll say, did we get him? And then kind of realize that we're still in the middle of a fight. I'll say, come on, Gaia, let's go after him. If we put a stop to him, we may be able to stop the Guardian, or Golem, as you're calling it. How much did I get healed by?
Sorry, just trying.
Because that's actually kind of important.
I
Because
know,
if it's only like one hit point, I'm going to go run and hide in a corner.
Sorry, my computer's just being really wonky.
It's okay.
Okay, so 1d8 plus 2.
I feel like Gaia should be a decent level caster now. How many levels of Druid do you have?
Let's see. She has 3. No, 4. I reversed
You could
it.
at least be a 5th level caster.
you're only casting that as a first level spell, or
It does. No, she would totally do it as a third level.
third level? Okay, so you need to roll 2 more d8s, but don't
Yep.
add the +2. Ooh, I smacked my mic.
Do,
19.
19.
There you go.
Hey,
A nice bit of
that's a
healing.
much. Yeah.
So what do you do?
Almost close to half.
You do realize that besides this
Totally.
little bit of light, you can't see basically anything. You know, Gaia would be able to, but you're basically running blind beyond Dirge's light.
Okay. Well, shit. If that's the case, then I'm gonna have to duck here and kind of wait for Gaia to be my eyes, basically, and I'm just gonna have to shoot at the Guardian.
All right, go ahead and do so. The Guardian is taking some substantial damage from combined effort of the 4 fighters and Dirge being a part of that.
I will also give my Gaia inspiration, bardic inspiration.
Okay.
So 24 and a 16. You did say 17.
Yep,
Was it
17's a hit.
his AC?
So 10 damage.
All right. So no, the 16 will miss, but the 24 will hit. So yeah, it's just 10.
Okay. And that's it, I'm presuming. An arrow rips out from your crossbow and sinks into the back of this thing's helmet, almost knocking the helmet off.
Yep. That, and also just giving Gaia bardic inspiration, which is the D8, which you can use for attacking, saves, ability checks, damage, or using your action to boost your AC.
Dragar,
You're what?
Just
as you're all sorry.
post
Go
a
ahead.
macro of it out and she'll know. Type it out.
And good, Dragar, as you guys are all kind of simultaneously slamming into this thing, you see that it's trying to basically regenerate its armor and undo the damage that it has been done to it. But you guys are hitting it with such force that it can't keep up. Its healing capacity can't outweigh the damage that you guys are dishing, and it does look like it's at least injured at this point.
Kill it.
The
Hold up.
Dragar will get up from being hit on top of the shield and taking the damage from the last round. And with his fierce rage, as he even stands up, he will actually try to swing twice again to hit the monster on the way up. Both wielding his dual warhammer. That was a crit.
Oh, and that one.
Yeah, crit and that one. So yeah, that's 24 plus, or 24, that's it.
24 damage.
Should be
Alright.
22 damage.
Oh, you don't double the rage?
No. On the
Okay,
dice
so-
roll.
All right.
22.
So the thing looks like it's starting to fall apart at this point as Dragar just jumps in the air, and I imagine with all of his force slams this warhammer into the center of this creature. The chest armor just dents in, sinking in, would have killed a normal mortal person, but it seems like this thing is operating as a construct as you just caved in its chest. Next up is Dirge.
Alright. Dirge would just quickly circle around and take 2 swipes at it with her blade.
All right.
Trying to find some sort of purchase on it. And not rolling shitty.
Hey.
Don't forget, you do have advantage because of Dragar.
You know, fucking, you need to remind me more often. I don't know. But yeah, let me roll one more time to see if I crit.
Thank you, Chester.
Alright. That's 13 damage on that hit.
All right.
And she'll drop a smite on it as well.
All right. Do so.
That's 15 more radiant damage.
Describe what it looks like as you take this thing down.
So as you see Dirge kind of circle around and swipe at this creature, the blade kind of hits the creature and just a flash of light kind of envelops the creature. And you see all of its joints glow before it is just popped. And you just see bits of metal armor fall all over the ground. And with that, Dirge looks very, very, very tired, using almost everything she has and is barely alive. She will She knows her allies are about to get blasted, so she'll take a step back here, and that'll be it for her this turn.
All right, Kashmir, aka Dan. What are you doing now that you see the shield guardian go down?
Cashmere would 30, 25, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cashmere would start coming over to the group, wondering if actually I'll move to here, see if I can get a line of sight. It's only 30 feet. Shit. I'm gonna cast. Can I cast Magic Missile at level 1 just in the, like, can I do it in a general direction, or do I have to have a target?
I think, yeah, you have to have a target.
Okay. Yeah, because
you could like ready to act. You could like ready to action cast it if he steps out, if you can see him.
Yeah, I mean, if at any point, I guess that's what I'll have to do. I'll have to ready an attack. I would only be one to here, I think. So that's 60 feet right there, right?
Yeah, so 60 feet from you is to there.
All right. So yeah, anywhere within that range that I can, that I see an enemy pop up or I see this guy pop up, I'd like to release a magic missile at level 1.
All right, sounds good. He is up, and you hear him laugh and say, "Well, I just got that new toy. You guys are no fun. You wrecked it already. I suppose I'll have to make you pay for that." And then he laughs again maniacally, and he actually steps out, and you see him burnt and battered, but he has a craziness to his eyes now as he's holding the staff, and he just looks absolutely batshit crazy. Not as you remember him. He was always a bit shifty, but it seems like something has changed, and something has got to him. You see him holding in one hand the spell book, and then in his other hand, he starts waving his wand or his staff around, this frost staff that he got. And he says, "I'm sure my master will be proud of this one." And then everybody except Kashmir, I believe, or even Kashmir. 20? Let me read it.
Through this, can Dragar start walking towards him?
So actually only you guys and Ishmark have to make a dex save.
Okay, let's not roll shit. That'd be good. I'd like to pass one
Can
save
we
today.
get
Yes, I'll have plus four.
4 from you? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
26.
12 then.
Your target is a 14.
Okay.
All those who
another-
don't make a 14 or higher take 35 fire damage as a fireball explodes out from his staff.
It's actually only 17 damage because I have my aura of warding.
There you
Cuts
go.
that in half. And then everyone who passed the save takes half of 17, which is
9 or
8 damage.
Oh, hallelujah.
Thank God.
So you basically see this fireball explode, and the three of us who passed, you just barely see their skin singe as these eldritch wards kind of nullify the damage.
Yeah, guy would would look back at us and be like, "Oh, thank you." That's at least saved my bacon.
And did Kashmir have to take a save as well?
Yeah, Ishmark. Sorry, I had to take a
Oh,
save.
sorry, Ishmark, yeah.
Yep.
Let me roll it for him, I guess. I have no idea what his saves are. So.
As you look back at Emil, it looks like he's losing himself. He has his hands on his head, and he's just like saying, you hear him saying to himself, "Must resist, must not give in."
Ishmark passed because Dirge gives him plus 4.
He does not act, but Ishmark, on the other hand, can act.
All right, yeah. I don't know why my mouse is fucking flipping out. Can you? All right, there we go. All right, so Ishmark takes 8. He would just immediately charge. Like he knows, like we're in a shitty spot, but that's his only option.
Yep.
You just see this guy just limping almost as he runs.
Gaia, sorry, you are now up.
Alright, cool.
I think at this point, by the way, Everybody looks almost dead on our side. as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Gaia's just her skin's blistered, it's burning, and she is just hoping to give at least. Goodness, I'm thinking Bless would be a good one in this situation, and so Gaia's going to take a moment to kind of concentrate and just saying a quick prayer, just that Rion, Dur, and Dragar will be able to more aggressively take out this person that is fireballing them. For all she knows, he probably was the one who cast whatever lightning bolt thing like that earlier.
Absolutely.
So D4 to attacks and saves.
Rion, or is that it, that guy?
Yes.
Rion, you're now up. You see Villainous in front of you as, or I guess technically you don't, since you don't see him, but you hear him.
If I move here, can I see him?
Do you have any light source? Because technically, no.
Not really.
You have your sword, actually,
Just keep
which you're not
walking
attuned to.
straight.
No, it's light. It's 30 bright, 30 dim. So
Okay. Yeah, you see him.
Yeah,
then.
there is. Okay. Then I am going to pulp this guy full of bolts.
All right, pump him. Pump him up.
Yep.
1d4. 1d4. Well, plus 1d4.
Oof.
Oh wow.
Oh my gosh.
No, I was looking at all the damage and it's like, okay. Is a D4 going to make a difference? Do I need to roll?
Maybe on two of them.
I know the 6. Okay, so I'll roll 1d4 twice.
So
Nope.
12 and 12.
So
Does not get through, just barely. That's funny. You see him, and he almost looks like a drunken kind of boxer as he's like swaying around like a crazy person. And as he's swaying and laughing out heinously, all the bolts seem to somehow miss him.
that is nuts.
Yeah. Dragar, you're now up.
I think I moved 5, 10, 15,
Dragar
20,
at this point
25.
would look to Emil, and Dragar asks, "What's wrong, my friend?"
Just go. Finish him. I'll be all right.
He does not look like he's going to be all right, but
he is so wet, guys.
he's very wet.
Dragar got a boost to his speed a little while ago, so he can move 35 now.
Okay.
So it doesn't do anything at all. But at least he can sit there.
You can dash to get towards him
You
if you
charge him.
Can I still attack at that point?
want.
Because I technically have 2 attacks.
I'll
Can I
give
use
you
one
like
attack to
a.
dash and
I'll
one
give you
attack
like
to
a punch attack, so you can make a roll at him in a charge attack, and then it'll do like 1 bludgeoning damage to him, and maybe you'll be able to like charge into him and knock him back if you really outstrength him.
Yeah, I'll try that. See what happens.
So you're just gonna like linebacker him or whatever the appropriate football term is.
Strength roll then?
Yeah, you're gonna sack him.
I'm sacking him with a 19.
All right.
I'm gonna try. Oh, if you let me, I'll try to grapple him. Shit.
No, I'm definitely not gonna allow that.
Okay.
Yeah, you land into him and slam him against the wall, pushing him back and almost knocking him prone. He'll take 1 damage from it, and then at least you're in position.
Awesome.
I'll actually reveal where he is now that you guys are all can see because of Dirge's super light flashlight. Next up is Dirge, actually.
Yeah, Dirge looks very, very injured, and she'll kind of stagger up a little bit. Let's say to about here, and she'll use her. What do you want to call that shit? I'm trying to think. Yeah, she'll use her channel divinity and attempt to restrain this guy.
Okay, interesting. What do I got to do?
Make a either strength or dexterity save.
Oof, that's ugly. Crit. Kid you not.
All right. Well, nothing happens then.
All right, Kashmir, you're in the back line, but you can now see everything. So if you run forward, you'll be able to finally do that magic missile that you've been waiting for.
Who is muted if he's trying to talk?
Thank you very much. I had a wonderful little conversation with myself. So Kashmir moves up his 30 spaces and casts his magic missile at level 1.
All right, go ahead.
All 3 missiles pointing at our little friend.
All 3 of those missiles slam into him as he's pinned against the wall. One to the chest, one to the other side of the chest, one to the forehead. He's still laughing hysterically as all this is happening. Clearly gone batshit crazy. As his turn comes, he's kind of fucked at this point, I believe. I don't really know. I guess he has that, which will 300 feet. So 40 points. All right. So everybody in that area, I guess we can do it like that. So yeah. That's everybody except for Emil. Make another dex save.
Okay.
As he starts tapping the staff on the ground, you see icicles start to form around it. Let me make sure it's a dex save. Yeah, it is a dex save.
We still get Dirge's bonus.
Yeah. Suddenly exploding from above you, a storm of ice begins. And
And you also get plus a D4 from Gaia.
your target is still 14 to beat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And you take 16 damage of mixed damage, some of it bludgeoning, some of it cold. 7 bludgeoning, 9 cold damage.
How much total was it?
16.
Oh Jesus. Okay. Yeah. Dirge looks absolutely just devastated at this point.
Dragar and Dirge need to roll a 1d4 if you're lucky.
I rolled. I got it's a 6. There's no way I can.
Yeah, we
cast
both got 6s.
a 10.
Well, you also get
So-
a +4 from Dirge, Dragar.
Oh,
So if you roll a 4 on the d4, you have a chance.
Yeah, that's true. You're at 10 right now, so no.
As you look over at Emil, he seems to be trying to fight back something. And Gaia, as you hear him, it almost sounds like he growls momentarily. And as you look at him, it looks like he's actually starting to claws are starting to form on top of his hands. You hear him say,
bugger.
No, I must fight this.
he looks to you and says, Gaia, finish him.
Oh, please, oh, please, please, oh, please be in range. Please be in range. Please be in range. Please be in range. Ah, bugger.
Did you have like any ranged abilities at all?
Yeah, she does. She can move and she could do produce flame.
Do something.
But
So
yep.
why not move up 30 feet and then do
That's-
produce
Yeah,
flame?
that's what she's gonna do. I was hoping to stabby stab.
Dex save, I'm presuming.
Don't think so.
Is there anything else
No,
while you do?
I have to do attack roll basically.
Oh, cool.
And so, and I'm going to use that beautiful D8
Yeah.
to make it 14. Please let a 14 hit.
14 does hit.
Excellent. So that'll
that
be
is-
11 points of light damage.
All right.
Each mark is down, by the way.
All right. Ishmael is down. Next up is Rion. This guy is fighting through, and even though you guys seem to be closing in on him and on the mix of potentially finishing him off, surely a wizard couldn't take 4 or 5 U's. Members are quickly dropping and looking like absolute shit. What do you wish to do? He's starting to bleed. He has like cuts on his faces, a couple of magic bolts stuck into his chest from the magic missile.
Hopefully he will have a lot more bolts sticking out of him. You have not mentioned what his magical to hit number is, have you?
It's like 13, I'm
13.
guessing.
Yep.
Oh, 13?
Yep.
The hell with it. I'll do it.
Hits.
Nice.
Hits. Hits.
Well,
Maybe.
The last one, I'll go ahead and roll the d4 just to see if that will hit.
50-50 chance.
Because I don't
Hey!
think. Yep, 14. So I'm pretty sure he's dead,
Yeah, it looks like a buttload
unless
damage.
he has some.
He looks like he's
Yeah,
starting to
like,
charge
no
up another
damage.
spell. It looks like something hideous, like another fireball or something. And he says that he's going to make you all burn with him. But then suddenly, describe what happens.
At first, well, he makes that claim, and then after he says that, you hear a thud, and he doesn't quite realize it, and he keeps talking for like another second or two, and then you hear two more thuds in rapid succession hit him, and then he still doesn't quite realize, and then he looks down and he just sees this pool of blood at his feet, and he looks in his side, and there's 3 bolts sticking in his side. And then he just drops down to the ground and falls over.
All right. And the combat has then ended as you guys all look absolutely battered and beaten and looking like absolute crap. You look back at your good friend Emil, and he's growling and fighting some kind of urge. And as you look at him, you start to hear the cracking of his spine, and suddenly bursting from his shirt, you start to see fur. His eyes shift from his pale kind of brown to a deep yellowish glow. A snout emerges from where his lips once were, and he shifts into a half wolf, half man, standing on 2 legs as he says, "I can't hold it back." And that's where we'll end it.
Excellent.
Dragar rushes forward.
No!
All right. Thanks. Sorry we went a little bit late, Gaia. And we will end the broadcast. Thank you for anyone who tuned in. And until next time, ciao.